Tonight's preseason telecast on the Rams Broadcasting Network is brought to you by Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Brought to you by Ford and your quality Ford dealers. Also brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers with 40 locations. Always your best choice for quality and expert auto service. And by Budweiser, great times are waiting. Designated driver, please. A reminder from Budweiser. It's time to head down to the fourth member of our crew, FaceTime. Brought to you by Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Here's Martin Kilcoyne.
Corey and Marshall well know the NFL's preseason basically is summer school, so let's check on Sam Bradford's homework. So far, Sam this summer completing 61% of his passes, a couple of touchdown throws, one to Chris Givens, one to Jared Cook, and the all-important passer rating, Sam, is at 114. We realize he may only have a cameo tonight, but he is no doubt the star of that Rams offense, and so far this summer, the numbers rock solid for Sam Bradford.
All right, Martin, thank you. And Sam certainly was able to hit on a couple of big plays last week as well, throwing a touchdown to Jared Cook. Don't know if Jeff Fisher is going to risk putting him in there, though, today. Jeff Fisher wrapping up his second preseason with the Rams, 149, 128 in his career and 0-3 this year in the preseason. That man, John Harbaugh, won himself a Super Bowl a year ago, 54 and 26, 50 years old. He is head coach of the Baltimore Ravens, who didn't bring 18 players to tonight's game at the Edward Jones Dome. Guys, do not expect to see Joe Flacco in the building. Do not expect to see Ray Rice in the building. Do not expect to see Terrell Suggs in the building. We do have a Bernard Pearson. There's a Brandon Stokely on the sideline. It is the fourth preseason game, gentlemen. It won't have a lot of star power.
And can you blame them? I mean, they got to turn around next Thursday, I think it is, and go out to Denver.
The Ravens do to start the season.
Ravens do to open up and start the season. So, I mean, he's got to make sure that his guys are healthy and ready to go, because that's a game that they want to go out on the road in Denver, kick their season off right by winning that ball game.
You know, guys, usually you're upset if you don't make the trip. I'd be upset if he brought me.
Right.
Seriously. I'm just serious. I'm thinking about this.
Are you making me get on a plane?
Right.
They got plenty of work during the week.
I'm sure they did. I know that they did, but I wanted to see Joe Flacco,
right?
Joe
Super Bowl champ.
Flacco.
You know, I mean, $100 million man.
Right, and speedy Torrey Smith.
Yeah, and based on what Harbaugh did, I'm sure it's going to force the hand of Fisher to maybe not play his guys, play his ones as much, or if any, because you don't want your guys to get hurt against their backups.
Well, the Rams are playing Isaiah Peed, and he is going to take Justin Tucker's open kickoff, lose the ball. The ball's loose on the far sideline.
Are you serious?
Isaiah Peed has had trouble holding on to the ball this year in the preseason, and here to open up the fourth and final preseason game in which he will see a lot of action. Isaiah Peed coughs up that football. Let's wait and see which way it's going to go.
Andrew, let me say this. And if there's one thing you don't want to see, I mean, as a running back, you just watch the ball high and tight. High and tight. That's not even a direct hit on the ball. You have the ball in the proper arm, and you're carrying it right. For a running back, the thing you never want attached to you is problems hanging on to the ball. Like those two don't go together if you're a running back. Problems hanging on to the ball. That's like a receiver. Problems catching the ball. No,
that's not good.
You won't be here long, Russ.
Chase
you won't
Reynolds
be in the league long.
Had the recovery. The starting running back for the Rams is Zach Stacy. This, though, is a play fake and a rollout to the right by Kellen Clemens, the starting quarterback. Austin Pettis with the catch. First out of the 33-yard line. Time to take a look at tonight's Bud Light starting lineup of spotlight players to watch for the Rams on the offensive side. Roger Saffold, Chris Williams, two offensive starters on the line that we will see today. And as mentioned earlier, a lot of Zach Stacy, the rookie running back out of Vanderbilt. He is likely going to make this team and likely going to see a lot of work tonight. Zach Stacy in the backfield on that first play was a gain of 16 to Austin Pettis, and this is now Stacy running left. A little bit of room, pushes across the 35 to the 37. Let's get the Ravens spotlight players in here as well, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Bud Light starting lineup on the defensive side, as mentioned, lacking the star power. But can I interest you in a Matt Elam, first-round pick out of Florida, and a Terrence Cody, big boy on the nose as well there for the Ravens.
And I had a chance to speak briefly with the secondary coach for the Baltimore Ravens, and he said, look out for Matt
Elam is the real deal.
He is for real.
Matt is the real deal.
Certainly. We'll see his name and called his number a couple of times. Gain of 4 there for Stacy. Play fake this time. Kellen Clemens has a little time to throw. Going to gun over the middle. And that is caught. That is Brian Quick. And Brian Quick has lost the ball. He had a first down across midfield, and it gives it up Ravens football.
And Marshall just alluded to this earlier. Running backs holding on to the football. Wide receivers have to hold on to the football. And Quick knows that, has played well the last 2 weeks, trying to make a case.
I don't know.
think it's a catch?
I don't think that's the catch.
Let's look at it again.
I don't think that's the catch. This need to be reviewed right here.
Let's see.
That ball was never caught clean. It's still moving. And that's
turned
not
around with it.
But that's not a football move. Like in the
all turnovers are reviewed.
Yeah.
Let's see if they review.
Let's see. They trying to get in a hurry up.
They are.
They're going to get it off, too.
No, they're not going to get it off.
Yes,
or
they
are
are.
they? They're going to get it off. They will.
But you got to hold on to the football.
You do.
Quick. You got to hold on to the football.
And I'm going to say this, in the regular season, Jeff Fisher would have threw the flag, but I think that's something you want to have. You want your defense to go through. That was a situation right there. That's quick change right there.
Yeah.
Balls turned over. You're at midfield. Your defense, they're not ready to play. They're on the sideline. They got to hurry up, grab their helmets, get out there, and get a stop. Let's see if they can get a stop. This is the situational football that you normally don't get in the preseason, and the opportunity presented itself, so Jeff did throw the flag.
That is Caleb Haney starting at quarterback, not Tyrod Taylor. He's recovering from a concussion, suffered last week in the loss to Carolina, and he's got a gun right. First pass is a completion to the wide receiver, number 14, Marlon Brown. Your Bud Light Spotlight players tonight. Let's look at the Ravens on the offensive side. Mentioned no Joe Flacco, no Tyrod Taylor, but Brandon Stokely is going to play, as is Aaron Millett, a 7th-round rookie wide receiver who's fighting to make this team. You'll also see Dallas Clark, you would think, out there as well tonight.
And can I say something about Aaron Mallett?
Yeah.
First Elon player to compete in the Senior Bowl. 45 games at Elon, 304 receptions, 4,254 yards, and 44 touchdowns, Marshall.
Those are some good numbers. Those are some good numbers.
Let's call those numbers gaudy.
Let's take a look at the Bud Light Spotlight players now on the Rams defensive side. Alec Ogletree had a huge game last week, and Ray Armstrong has been steady the entire time. Good to see Jamel Cujo back as well. His first action of the preseason. Bobby Rainey's been the running back in the backfield here for the Ravens, and as mentioned, it's Caleb Haney starting at quarterback. Had some time in the NFC Championship game a couple of years ago. Down the left sideline, incomplete. He wanted Brown, couldn't do it. Incomplete inside the 20. Janoris Jenkins, one of the few Rams starters out there on defense to break it.
Well, you got one-on-one here on the outside with a really good corner in Jenkins, a starter, and two guys are competing. But the Ravens, like the two receivers in Mallett, number 13, and Marlon Brown, number 14, really good chance of seeing him going against some number 1 talent in Jenkins.
And Jenkins is one of the few Rams starters out there defensively. Now we have it a 3rd and 10. Need to make it to the 32 for a first down. Here he comes, picked up by Daniels at the 25. He's at the 30. Matt Daniels fighting to make this team, returns it to the 32. 2 turnovers. Rams have given it away, and they take it right back. No score. Rams, Ravens, as we wrap up the preseason. Rams' second offensive possession coming up after the Daniels INT. See Matt Daniels battling back from a bad knee injury last year with an interception here for the Rams in the first quarter. Hey, fans, choose from 2 exciting 4-game flex plans starting as low as only $180. StLouisRams.com or 314 the old-fashioned way. 314-RAMS-TIX. Call and get in now. No score here, along with the Hall of Famer Marshall Faulk, Torrey Holt. I'm Andrew Siciliano. Jeff Fisher, Brian Schottenheimer now facing their second offensive series. Got it across midfield on the first one before a Brian Quick fumble.
Safety low. That's Elam.
Matt Elam pressing up left side of the line there, wearing number 26. Kellen Clemens, though, will hand to Zach Stacy, a fellow rookie. He gets about a yard over left side.
What's that? That's 2 carries. What, you got 38 more to go? Torrey said,
I'm predicting 40.
Yeah, Torrey said 40 carries.
Predicting 40
Man,
kids.
I was like, he's going to blow out more than a calf. Hamstring.
He want to make the team, don't he?
Wow.
Zach Stacy had 12 carries coming into the game. Already has a couple today.
Oh, he's going to see some work tonight. I'll tell you right now.
5th round pick, 5'8", 214. Had a great career at Vandy, and the Rams certainly like what they see from him so far.
Oh.
Don't like that. There's an incompletion as Clemens threw it behind McNeil. Get to that in a second. Want to throw in, Marshall, here the Rams injury report brought to you by Washington University Orthopedics and Barnes Jewish Hospital team physicians for the St. Louis Rams. Darian Stewart, and this is an issue here, still bothered by the hamstring. He cannot go today. Quentin Pointer also banged up. Rams, many think he's going to be there as the fifth corner, but Pointer is not on the field today. And Corey Harkey shouldn't be out long, but it may cause some changes on how many tight ends they keep after he suffered a leg injury. Not that serious, that's the good news, last week.
And he was having a good
in Denver.
Very good preseason.
Certainly looked like the number 3 tight end before he went down, Torrey. This is 3rd and 8, and this is a shotgun here from Clemens, gunning over the middle. This one is caught. Hey, Tavon Austin! And he lost the football as well. Far sideline, Ravens recover. The Rams have coughed it up 3 times and given it away twice.
And this is, listen, perfect time. Happened in the preseason. You never want to see turnovers, but run the nice little dig route, Torrey.
Simple dig.
Clears the, finds his place in the hole. Beautiful ball.
Now protect the ball.
Yep.
Look at Elam.
Yep.
Look at Elam with the rip.
This is what you want. This is why you play this last game. I mean, Tavon Austin hadn't touched the ball much in the offensive scheme, but you have to get him acclimated. And what did I say? We were talking. I said, I just want to see him get hit. I like to see my guys get hit. Now he knows.
Mm-hmm. Now he knows. And now Bobby Rainey knows as well. He gets thrown down to the backfield, back near the 30. Matt Conrad fighting for a job in the middle of that defensive line with the penetration.
But back to the fumbles. Those are 3 fumbles by guys that you're relying on to give your offense and your football team production. And to come into the final preseason game and still be making those kinds of mistakes. Yeah. That bothers me.
Yeah, I like the quick change again. Defense, situational football. Defense steps up, get a big play for a loss, and now you make a mental error.
Brief snap penalty. Conrad had the
encroachment.
We talked about
defense,
penalties at
number
the
71.
Top of the show.
5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
The voice of Jerome Boger, our referee tonight. Matt Conrad moved.
Conrad, and a guy that I talked to Les Snead about Conrad. He likes Conrad. Think that he has an opportunity to make this football team, but having those penalties, again, those mental errors that you just talked about, doesn't help in this situation. You got to come out if you're trying to make this football team and basically be as perfect as you possibly can to earn a roster spot.
Matt Conrad made it last year, spent most of the year in the practice squad, got active a little bit in December. They like him. The question is, can he stick around for a 2nd year? Here's Bobby Rainey. Nice cut to the outside. He's inside the red zone of the 20. Stiff arm and fighting his way out of bounds across the 15 at the 14-yard line. Janoris Jenkins.
Yeah, that was a well-designed play. Rainey did a good job. The defensive end. I mean, if you're on the backside, of that play, I mean, you really have to squeeze it down a little tight. You got to squeeze it down. Eugene Sims right there, kind of provided the whole. And let me tell you something. Coaches right now, when you're a coach and you have as many days as the Rams is going to have before they play their next game or the first game, you're wondering, okay, what are we going to work the guys with? They have a lot of stuff to work them with, and we're not even through the first quarter.
It's Rainey again there on the carry. So they're inside the 20 now, inside the red zone. About 5.5 minutes into the first quarter here, no score between the Rams and the Ravens. Ravens are moving to the Dr. Pepper red zone. Red zone brought to you by Dr. Pepper. It is always one of a kind. Caleb Haney is your starting quarterback.
Last year, the Rams in the red zone, I mean, they were pretty good. Tied for 8th in the red zone. Last year. I'm anxious to see, can they better themselves in every category on defense? Because last year on defense and what's been considered the best division in football, the NFC West, they were tied for 8th in the red zone. So that's pretty good.
Yes, very good.
Loss of 1 there as Rainey ran left side, and that brings up a 3rd and 9. Got to get to the 3 for a new set of downs. Tandon Doss and Millette to the right for Haney, who works out of the shotgun. See if the Rams defense can get off the field, force a field goal. Haney pats the ball, throws over the middle. Tandon Doss the catch. Daniels is going to wrestle him down short of the first down at the 5.
Man, that is a form-fit textbook tackle right there. I mean, that's a Mike Jones kind of tackle right there.
Really good.
I'm telling you,
really good tackle by Daniels, who's competing with Cody Davis and Rashard Hall. A spot there at the safety position has come up with a pick and then an outstanding solid tackle there.
How about this situation?
Gonna go for it.
You don't get this, and now you get to see it in the preseason, so you can coach it for the regular season.
See what they do. Got to get about a yard and a half.
That's pick play up top.
Here we go. It's Rainey. He's going to cut back. Rainey has the first down. I think he got it, Torrey. I think he got just across the 3. T.J. McDonald tripped him up. Let's see what they spotted. That's a first down, first and goal.
And it's pretty much the same. They run in a zone play and they winding it back, and there's too much space. Kuja, he's getting pushed down. Sims is outside rushing, creating a natural cavity right there that you can't feel because of the setup of the offense.
TJ could have saved a touchdown there. Double tight end to the right here for the Ravens. They're going to run right. Rainey's got nowhere to go, but now he bounces it back. Rainey back to the near side, and he's in. Bobby Rainey fought for the end zone and got it across.
Yeah, that was all Bobby Rainey there.
Yes, it was.
I mean, he basically fought. That's what you want out of a running back. When there's nothing there, you create your own daylight.
And then Janoris was the last stand. He got it across. Never stopped turning those legs.
He did.
Second round kid out of Western Kentucky behind Ray Rice and Bernard Pierce.
I thought he was done right there. I thought his forward progress was done.
Rainey had 6 carries on that drive, 6 of the 7 plays for the Ravens on that drive. 7 plays, 26 yards. Tucker's extra point is good. And the Rams trail early, 7-12 remaining. Just over halfway through the first quarter. The preseason finale, a Bobby Rainey touchdown has given the Ravens the lead. 7-0 over the Rams at the Edward Jones Dome. 7-0. John Harbaugh and the Ravens lead the Rams here. 7-0. 7-12 remaining in the first quarter, along with the Hall of Famer Marshall Faulk, Torrey Holt, who are both just now on the big screen here at the Edward Jones Dome. Martin Kilcoyne down at the sideline. I'm Andrew Siciliano. The story of this game so far, the Rams' inability to hold on to the football. That man, Isaiah Peed, had an early fumble. Granted, the Rams recovered it off the opening kickoff, but then Brian Quick gave it away on the first drive. Tavon Austin, somewhat surprised to see him on the field, but he gave it away on the second drive. And this would be the Rams' 3rd possession. Let's see if Pete gets a return. He averaged 19.8 in the preseason through 3 games. He's not going to try this one. Rams are still really looking for a kick returner. It could be Isaiah Pede, but he hasn't shown much tonight. What does Kellen Clemens show? Coming up. Jeff Fisher's Rams have fumbled 3 times today. Give it away 2. One of them just led to a Bobby Rainey touchdown. Rams trail 7-0 here at the Edward Jones Dome. Fans, do not forget, get your season tickets now. Get the best seats available at the lowest prices available. 2013 Rams season tickets on sale starting at $225. Do the math, anybody? $30 a game. StLouisRams.com. for more information online. Tavon Austin, last time he was in the game, but we didn't expect to see him, if at all, tonight.
Yeah, I was surprised.
He fumbled.
But it's good that we've seen him tonight because he needs the work. I think he needs the work. He needs the work. Ogletree needs the work. You know, all these young guys need the work.
Well, Kellen Clemens, you could argue, is fighting for a job. Killed it. And now a little head and shoulder fake.
Got him.
Directing traffic, flushed out to the left, throws across his body downfield. Brian Quick cannot hang on the far sideline.
Well, he had him earlier in the route, and for whatever reason decided not to throw the football. Good route, as you see here real quick, with a slant and go. Guys are catching it at the end, decides to come back on a scramble drill, drops the football, but he had him open early on a slant and go on that route and elected not to throw the ball early.
And in this league right now, when you have a receiver the size of Quick, on a DB like Asa Jackson, 5'10" guy, 6 foot guy, 6'3", 6'4", you have to. You have to throw that ball. You have to make that throw. That's the throw you have to make, and expect for your receiver to win.
Absolutely.
Well, let's face it, Kellen Clemens fighting for a job here with Austin Davis. Last year, Davis was active week 1. Clemens was released, but then came back for week number 2. There's Stacy around left end. Got to the corner, got a couple of yards, maybe 3-4 yards before Omar Brown ran him out of bounds. So the Rams have a decision to make, certainly, as the at number 2 on the quarterback depth chart.
And it's been Clemens high a little bit, then it's been Davis high a little bit.
I'm gonna say this.
Unbalanced.
In the league, if you're veteran and your young guy are even, you go with the young guy.
Which is what they did last year.
Clemens has to outplay Austin, he has to outplay Davis in this game.
Yep.
Here's Clemens, pressure for the backside, got it away. That's a throw to the boundary, and that is a catch. Tavon Austin back in the game with a little redemption.
That's awesome. Put him back into the slot. He's running an out route here versus Asa Jackson, who's a really good cover slot guy. Makes the catch, gets out of bounds. Get him involved. Keep getting him involved in this fourth preseason game. He's a professional. He'll do the right things to keep himself protected, but he needs to see the action.
Sorry, one of the things that I look at when I watch him play is he has to learn how to use his explosiveness coming off the ball, not just out of breaks.
That's right.
And you need to scare him coming off the ball so it makes it easier to come out of your breaks.
Ravens blitz a DB off the edge. Clemens steps up, now throws it across his body downfield. That is a catch across midfield, and that is McNeil for a first down. Clemens took a hit, but he got it away. Omar Brown to the coverage, and Mike McNeil gets it across the 40 to the 38.
And that's Clemens, work in the pocket, veteran guy, step up into the pocket, keep your eyes downfield, remain a passer, and deliver the ball. That's what you want to do when you're a veteran quarterback. Just take a step in the pocket and deliver the ball. You have to remain a passer, and that's what I like about what Kellen Clemens did right there.
Good for 28. Kirkwood High's Mike McNeil. Grew up a Rams fan back at home.
Yeah, ain't that nice?
With that catch and run. Here's Zach Stacy. Zach Stacy showing some power. Pushes across the 35 to the 34. Let's call it a gain of 4. DJ Bryant is there.
And I like the pad level. I like how Stacy runs. He runs behind his pads, has a nice forward lean to him, and his eyes and his feet are in sync. When he see the hole, his feet, they're getting him there, and I like what I'm seeing from him.
And he's so well built.
Zach Stacy at 5'8", 214, Vanderbilt's all-time leading rusher. Bubble screen, Tavon Austin. Makes one-man miss, 30. Cuts it upfield, gets enough for the first down. Can't break the big play, but he got enough to the 26.
But did you see that? That's football knowledge right there, because you catch the screen, and he has 2 goals. He can go outside or inside, but he knows right now, okay, I need to get the first down. Put the foot in the ground, get the first down.
Omar Brown tripped him up.
Recognizing where he is on the football
situation,
field.
There for the tackle. And now the Rams are going to put trips to the right and send McNeil in motion. He's going to line up wide right. Clemens talking to Zach Stacy, who's to his left with the play clock at 7. Out of the shotgun, he'll take the snap. He's got a gun over the middle, high and incomplete for Austin Pettis. And he took a shot, Kellen Clemens did. And Tyan Secchi is limping back there, the offensive lineman of the backfield, as is Clemens.
Yeah, I'm looking at Clemens right here, and that's a shot listen, you're a veteran, you don't need to take that shot. He has to recognize what you have coming. He had Tavon Austin had already cleared the middle linebacker on the other side. That's your short route right there.
Yep.
And if his eyes would have took him with the coverage, he saw the middle linebacker in the field that he didn't move, didn't even try to ricochet off Austin.
And that was Arthur Brown, the
rookie, the second-round pick.
Yeah, from Kansas State, who's an outstanding football player.
Here's Zach Stacy trying to get to the outside. Zach Stacy with some room. Down to the 20-yard line. Nice gain for Stacy. Omar Brown is there with the tackle. Arthur Brown as well. Any Brown will do.
Just nice little take-2 draw right here, action. Put a little freeze on him, drop the pads, break one tackle. As a back, you got to break the first tackle. You have to make the first man miss and try to break the first tackle. I like what I was seeing from Zach Stacy. You want to know what I like more than anything? 2 hands around the ball.
2 hands around the football.
Understanding what's going on right now.
Here's Stacy again. Pitch, sweep right. Stacy across the 20, tumbling. Close to a first down, going to be about 1.5 yards short. Tackle there by Shockey Brown, Matt Elam. Rams traded back into the 5th round, guys. Traded a couple of picks to get back in there and take Zach Stacy.
And you can see exactly why. You can see the value that they had on this kid by the way that he's starting out playing right now. And he looks to be healthy.
He's a grinder. I'm going to tell you that he is a grinder. I like the fact that he runs behind his pads, and when I tell you he runs behind his pads, that means he's not going to take a lot of shots.
Bloody nose for Kellen Clemens here on 4th down, 4th and 2. They go for it. Clemens throws. That's Tavon Austin far side, makes a cut, flag down, and then tiptoes out of bounds on the 8-yard line.
Pettis you got to do a better job. You can't. Man, it's perfect play. That's all he has to do is turn and pivot. Natural pick.
Pass interference. Offense, number 18. 10-yard penalty. Replay, 4th down.
And here's what you were talking about, Marshall.
Yeah, it's a natural. That's all you have to do is turn and pivot. You don't have to use your hand.
Yeah.
Just turn and pivot like you're going to catch the football. The natural pick will be set.
Even though you're not going to catch the football.
That's it. You just have. That's it. You turn and pivot. It becomes a screen pretty much, but you're not facing him.
And it's going to take him back to field goal range for Greg Zuerlein. It's a 46-yard try. So Jeff Fisher would go for it on 4th and 2. He will not go for it. Backed up on 4th and 12. Zuerlein, a chip shot, as Marshall says, from 46. And he swings the leg and puts it through. Hit a 58-yarder last week in Denver that looked to be good from 70.
Yeah, that was an 8-iron. Right there, he hit a sandwich.
Right.
Sandwich for Zuerlein.
You like
Gives
that
the
call,
Rams
don't you?
3. They trailed 7-3 here late first quarter. They're still hitting for real. Kellen Clemens, a bloody nose on that drive. A drive that ended in a Greg Zuerlein 46-yard field goal.
I'm okay with the bloody nose. Like I said, I like to see my quarterback in the preseason take a hit. You know, as a running back, I wanted to mix it up. Give me like 10 carries. Let me get it going. You know, and that's what you want to see. And guess what? He stayed in the game and continued to play.
And played reasonably well. Clemens 6 of 9, 84 yards, led the Rams down the field there. A pass interference call on Austin Pettis, backed him up on a would-be 4th and 2. They had the first down. Here's Bobby Randy out of the end zone with the Zuerlein kick. He's tripped up, and he's out to the 15-yard line. Stewart up Bates.
No, I'm sorry, Bates.
There, fighting
Bates.
for a job down there. Torrey with the tackle. So here come the Rams on defense when we get back. 7-3 is your score. Rams trail the Ravens late first quarter. Love the hat. 7-3. Rams trail the Ravens here. 2:36 remaining. It looks good, Marshall.
I like that.
The voice of Marshall Falk there. Torrey Holt, Martin Kilcoyne down at the sideline. I'm Andrew Siciliano. And the Rams trail 7-3. There's Jeff Fisher. His defense now out on the field, as Caleb Haney is going to go to work yet again for the Ravens. He has DeLon Carter, the former Indianapolis Colt, now dotting the I in the backfield. He's going to stand at the 7. He's going to take the carry, run left, trying to get around left end, and he's going to get thrown down. Will Witherspoon's there. There is a flag on the play.
Always a holding call. Anytime you see that flag as a back, I just slide.
On that stretch.
Went down.
Don't hit me. It's not going to count.
Out it went down.
But you know what? That was what I've always. That's what I used. That's what I loved about playing with you.
40.
You never would run up
Half
our
the
backs.
distance to the goal. We played first down.
When we were blocking on the outside, you never would run up our backs. You would always slide, or you would fall down. You would do something
I took the
other than
somewhere else.
Yeah. And I always appreciated that by you.
They get the fullback Kyle check there for the hold.
What's that name again?
Check.
Nice name.
Why not? Why not?
I wish it was spelled the way you just sounded it out, though.
It's going to back him up 1st and 17, and it is again DeLon Carter.
Nice
Ogletree there on the 12-yard line. Guys, you could tweet the booth, guys and gals out there, and kids for that matter. What was that, Torrey? Tweet. Okay, tweet the booth. #Rams, and we may put your tweet up on the screen. Tweet the booth, presented by Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Send us some good ones.
It's the 4th preseason game. Tweet.
Yeah.
Torrey's going to read them.
Yes.
Right there.
I saw everybody looking in the. I know they just showed us in the booth.
Right.
I just want you guys to know, if you haven't seen us standing up, I am not the same height.
You're sitting down.
Yeah. Yes. I just want to make sure that
He's a little shorter. I'm dominating right now.
I just want to make sure that everybody knows.
DeLon Carter around left end. Cody Davis is there.
I'm dominating the booth right now.
Andrew and I, we are not the same height.
See, I'm dominating.
I know
the
we
booth.
look like.
Get a problem with that?
Yeah.
Now,
Torrey up here looking like Yao Ming.
Yeah.
remember a couple of years ago when we had Orlando in the booth with us, there's a photo, Marshall, of you, me, and Orlando. You and I are standing. Orlando's sitting on this thing.
Big old huge.
And we're the same. He towered over us. 3rd and 10 here. Caleb Haney out of the shotgun. We're back to football. He's going to dump it off. That's Bobby Rainey across the 20.
Good game tackle.
And again, Rams come up with better tackling today. Alec Ogletree there than we've seen in the preseason, and they're going to be shy of a first down.
Penalties and tackling has been something that's plagued them throughout the preseason. Good job right there. Closing in, game tackling, and getting off the football field on 3rd downs. And giving the man, Mr. Electric, another opportunity to get the ball in his hands. Let's see what he can do.
You know, Torrey, I always wonder how now in the league with the limited practices and you can't really. You remember when we would have problems tackling? Okay, it was live.
Yes.
And now they can't do that. How do you fix those problems? You know, how do you as a coach correct
Here's
it?
the punt from Sam Cook. Tavon Austin near side. He's going to let it bounce at the 25 and go out of bounds.
And can I say something real quick, Andrew?
You may.
And that's what you do as a punter when you're going against Tavon Austin. You put the ball on the boundary where he has no opportunity of returning the football. That was a good job, real executed play there on the punt.
Now I know why when we were doing the pregame, those balls kept coming our way.
Almost hit us on the field.
Yeah, a bunch of times.
That was a 56-yard punt. Last week, Tavon Austin had a 81-yard return, and we showed you during the pregame there as well. He almost broke it, and he's pushing Alec Ogletree down the sideline. Get out of my way.
Alec will learn.
He'll learn.
Alec will learn to just go get the guy. He's not a, you know.
Just go get him. Just throw
He was a star in college. He didn't play much special teams.
He did.
New quarterback for the Rams, Austin Davis. Now his first action. Kellen Clemens' night might be done with a bloody nose. Zach Stacy runs left side and takes a hold and cuts up field across the 26-yard line. That's the end of the quarter, guys. End of the quarter, which the Rams get a Greg Zuerlein field goal. Fumble it 3 times, give it away twice, but a Matt Daniels pick, one of bright spots, and it's a 7-3 game heading into the 7th. Down 45 minutes to go here. The preseason in 2013, the Rams trail the Ravens after one 7-3. Kellen Clemens, interestingly enough, back in the game. Austin Davis came in for one play at the end of the first quarter with 4 seconds left. The Rams kept it on the ground. Zach Stacy run around left end. Clemens going to come back in the game after suffering a bloody nose on the Rams field goal drive, and they'll keep it on the ground, pushing across the 30. Torrey Holt, Marshall Falk, I'm Andrew Siciliano, joined now in the booth by Rams COO Kevin Demoff, and we'll fix his mic live on television. How are you, sir?
Well, last second adjustment, helmet equipment, right?
Exactly. So 4th preseason game. The goal here is to be healthy as well, and the goal here is to, I think as well, maintain the level of optimism despite the 0-3 record in the preseason, because that doesn't mean much as we move forward towards next week and the kickoff of the real games.
Yeah, and I think for us, it's the back of the roster that you're taking a look at tonight. Obviously, most of our starting jobs are sewn up. A lot of our backup jobs, really, people know where they're at, but it's a chance for a guy like Zach Stacy to come in, make an imprint, and solidify. Next week, we need a backup running back behind Daryl Richardson. This is really Zach's opportunity, and a lot of guys like that tonight who are fighting to get a role in special teams, get a role in the team, and really solidify that role going forward as we go into cuts.
And Zach Stacy at the carry there. It's 3rd down. They're going to bring the sticks out, I think, to measure. Jerome Boger signaled to the sideline, but the chain gang is not yet moving. It looked like there's some pushing and shoving afterwards, but no flag thrown. And here comes the chain gang. We're going to have Les Snead in a little bit later, GM, but realistically, Kevin, from your perspective, how many jobs are truly on the line tonight?
Well, I think you're looking at probably 5 to 6 at the back end of the roster, and one of the unique things about this team is I think the numbers you keep may be a little unorthodox in terms of, you know, as we see just short on the first down. It may not be this many receivers, this many linemen, this many defense linemen, this many linebackers. It's going to be the best 53 players. So there's some flexibility in how things can go.
Yeah, you mentioned depth and building the back end of the roster. Who are some guys that have impressed you that gives that looks pretty, I wouldn't say safe, but has a pretty good chance of making that 53-man roster?
Well, you know, I think there's a lot of flexibility as you line up here, and you're going to see in a punt, you know, a guy who comes in a wing, Ray Armstrong, came in as an undrafted free agent, you know, has really made a bid to come and make this team at outside linebacker, got better each week, and I'd be lying if I said there's a chance that this isn't one of Jeff Fisher's preseason fake punts. So
let's see what Johnny Hecker does.
Never know.
You never know.
He got some stuff up his sleeve now.
Tandon Doss underneath it, and he will field and take a hit by Stedman Bailey, and another hit as well.
Who was the other guy?
I believe it might have been Ray. Was it? Or Matt Daniels down there with the second hit. Stedman Bailey and Matt Daniels.
And Matt Daniels, Kevin, who's fighting for safety spots, come up with some plays early on in this ball game, coming back from the ACL injury from last year. I mean, how's he faring now?
It's funny you say that, Torrey. Les and I upstairs, when we were watching the interception, said there's a player who came to make this team tonight.
Sure.
You know, when you look at that, he was an impact special teams player last year before he got hurt. But a heady player, hit 2 biggest hits of camp probably in practice were Matt Daniels all summer.
And And now it's the Ravens back on offense. 1st and 10 on the 27-yard line. This is Caleb Haney, and he's going to throw for Brown down the right sideline, and that's incomplete with the coverage there for Tremaine Johnson. So we've talked about the roster. We'll talk a little bit later about tickets as well. Kevin, just from your perch, how much this team has improved year 2 under Jeff Fisher heading into week 1 from last year?
You know, it's exciting. I think last Saturday you saw a microcosm, I think, what this team is. It's young, it's talented, explosive playmakers. We may not have the level of consistency you want yet because they were so young, but there are guys here who are talented. And if you look at this roster from where it ended last year to where it is now, much better talent 1 through 53.
And with the experience of Coach Fisher, and he brings a great deal of experience, how has it made your job a little easier? I would say totally easier, but a little easier with his experience.
Well, I think it's one of the things, if you ask Les, you can take guys with a higher ceiling who maybe have less polish, a Ray Armstrong, a Gerald Rivers, those kinds of players, know that this coaching staff will get the most out of them. They'll get better each week, in season, in camp. It allows you to reach a little more on talent, even if it's more raw.
Dallas Clark there to the 30. Dallas Clark, the former Colt, the former Buccaneer. Matt Daniels with the tackle, and now on 3rd down. Haney's going to throw for Tandon Doss, but he looks to be short. Woodard there with the coverage on the far sideline, and they are going to be short. About a yard shy of the 1st down. They needed to make the 37. They're right around the 36, so it's going to be 4th and short.
Getting off on 3rd downs. That's what this defense has to continue to do, and they've done that, I think, pretty well throughout the course of the preseason. Coach Fisher wants to get better there, but they're able to get off on 3rd downs here, and now we'll see what Veltung can do.
Justin Veltung back to return. Sam Cook, the punt. Veltung is another guy fighting for a roster spot. Almost blocked. Ray Armstrong was back there. Veltung goes to the far sideline. Fields at the 10. Works this way. He's at the 15. Tries to cut back to the far side right. Can't get there. Brought down by Matt Elam, but there's a flag on the field back on the far side, 41-yard line. There is a flag down. Jerome Boger is our referee.
Some type of holding, maybe.
During the return, during the kick, holding, receiving team, number 59, half the distance to the goal. St. Louis keeps the ball. 1st down.
And Jonathan Stewart called for the hold there. Another guy fighting for a job. Ray Armstrong also at linebacker. Undrafted, fighting for a job. Almost took that one off Sam Cook's punt. Kevin Demoff sticking around here. Rams trail the Ravens 7-3. And final preseason game, Rams trail here. The Edward Jones Dome 7-3. Come join the excitement as the Rams kick off the 2013 season right here at the Edward Jones Dome Sunday, September 8th, when Carson Palmer, the Arizona Cardinals, come to town, and every fan in attendance is going to get a Rams rally towel. StLouisRams.com, online, or 314-RAMS-TICKS the old-fashioned way. Kellen Clemens still in there at quarterback for the Rams. They're backed up on their own 5, and there is Isaiah Pugh who takes the handoff. Nice hold over the left side across the 10 to the 12. Rams COO Kevin Demoff is in the booth. That is Torrey Holt. I'm Andrew Siciliano. Marshall Falk is here as well. And Martin Kilcoyne down to the sideline. Here's a look at the Rams schedule. Mention that Cardinals game, Kevin. The NFC West, Rams have the advantage here of having what could be the best division in football. Well, you throw in Tennessee, Jeff Fisher's old team. You throw in the Bears. You throw in the Saints. Pretty good home schedule.
It's a great home schedule. When you look at 2 home primetime games for the first time since Torrey and Marshall were sitting here on the field. A great testament to our fans and the excitement that this team is building, but those are hard to come by.
And let's face it, the Rams played well last year at home in primetime. There's McNeil from Clemens, 1st down, far side. Hey, nice cut by McNeil as well as he puts his foot in the ground and gets across the 30. DJ Bryant there, 1st down for the Rams. Mentioned that Week 5 game last year. Cardinals came in undefeated, and the Rams, when given the big stage, and Kevin, that really tells the story, I think, of the season they're heading into. When given the big stage, last year they took it. They need to do that again this year.
Yeah, big stage, 4-0. First time we were over 500 since 2006. A great atmosphere. And NFL Network requested to come back on Thursday night just because the atmosphere was so great in that game. It was fun, not like these guys. We played some defense that game. 9 sacks, I think 21 hits. That's what got the crowd going up.
Here's Kellen Clemens over there. Stedman Bailey bobbles but hangs on, and he has a 1st down into Ravens territory at the 48. A little behind him, Torrey, but he was able to bring it back for 21.
And he's working across the middle of the football field. They got a deep crosser, and then they got a shallow crosser, and he finds Stedman Bailey here. And Stedman is an excellent receiver. He had 25 touchdowns last year at
Can you
West
imagine
Virginia.
it? I mean, 25.
A teammate with Austin, and he was also a high school teammate, I want to say, with the quarterback there in New York, played at West Virginia. He's battling with Sanchez.
That would be Geno Smith.
Geno Smith. So the guy knows football. He knows the passing game. They just got to continue to get more of that from him.
Short drop and a slant. Gun to the right. There's a completion. Rams inside the 45.
Quick
we'll
dart
call
route.
it the 44-yard line. And there's another Kellen Clemens completion. This time, Brian Quick.
Yeah, quick dart route right there to Quick. And that's a substitute for a run play for a lot of teams. I know when we was playing, we ran that route a lot. Get you 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 yards just on a quick slip dart to Quick there. With his big body, he can make plenty of those catches.
And Quick now goes wide left, has Stedman Bailey to that side as well. And Stacy has checked back into the backfield, and Zach Stacy, nice cut back to the left, around left end. He's down the sideline, check that, that's Peed, Isaiah Peed.
Got a hold here.
However, a flag is down. I got flagged for calling the wrong back.
And this seems to be the common theme again with our Rams in preseason. It's the continuous penalties.
28-yard gain could be wiped off. Jerome Boger talking it over with his crew.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding, offense number 83. That penalty is declined.
Brian Quick.
Holding, offense number 47. 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
So they're going to get Eric Stevens instead, the fullback. Torrey, what do we see on the edge?
You have Quick out here. Well, it's a hold there.
There's the hold.
By the fullback there in Stevens. Hands was not on the inside, it's more so on the outside. And I don't know about that one with Quick. That didn't look too much like a penalty. But the hold there on fullback Stevens, you would like to see him get his hands on the inside. Hands were there on the outside. That's where they got the hold.
And on the edge, right in front of the ref, when the guy's running that way, point of attack, that one is generally going to be called. Backed up to the 46. Clemens over the middle. There's Brian Quick again. Get back some of the yardage, but not much of it, to the 49-yard line. Time now to check into the conversation happening on Twitter. Tweet the Booth, brought to you by Edward Jones, making sense of investing. As we read the tweets on the screen, know too that you can jump in here, Torrey, on Twitter. Tweet the Booth at hashtag Rams. Follow Kevin as well on Twitter.
If you want to be subjected to all of my cheerleading on Twitter, you can do so, or my retweets of Andrew Siciliano's random, facts.
I do tweet randomly. Yes, this is 3rd and 14. Clemens again out of the shotgun. Rams need to make the 38. Clemens has some time, now flushed out to the right. Clemens will throw on the run, far side. Brian Quick right at the marker. He caught it, and that's enough for a first down.
And Clemens is doing a good job of improvising, keeping his eyes up the football field, scrambling and finding an open receiver. As you see him here, eyes is up the football field, being athletic, and then a strike to Quick. And a good job by Quick by staying alive on a scramble play. You can tell these guys have practiced this numerous times in practice and is showing up here in the game. And that's what I like about Coach Fisher. He likes practicing game situations, and that's very important for these ball players.
And that one's good for a gain of 14, brings him out to the 38, and it brings Isaiah.
Go and hit it, Isaiah.
Into the backfield. He breaks one tackle and runs left across the, let's call it 33-yard line. Terrence Cody is there.
I played with one of the best Hall of Fame back in Marshall Faulk, and he's sitting right over there, and he'll tell you that I'm right. Make the cut and get vertical up the football field. One or two mini cuts right there and allow the defense to kind of close in. He was still able to get positive yards, but one cut and go.
Kevin, Torrey, really for both of you here, we talk so much about the rookies, and Tavon Austin, Alec Ogletree have certainly been exciting, but really the team's success this year hinges a lot, Kevin, does it not, on the development of second-year guys like Peed and like Quick?
Well, I think it goes back to what Torrey said. What's the biggest difference in Jeff Fisher's second year is the chance these guys have to get better. And the guys who had a full offseason with this coaching staff were rookies a year ago who developed late. Brian Quick really came on last December on the field. Isaiah Peed had a great game against Seattle. Now you're seeing these guys as second-year guys that are a little more comfortable. They know the offense they're playing instead of thinking, and they have so much natural ability that starts to come out. You combine that with another youth movement this year, and here's the thing. You're the youngest team in the NFL a year ago. You're even younger this year.
Say that again. You project to be younger, hypothetically, this
It's
year.
almost mathematically impossible with everybody being a year older, but we should be younger this year than we were a year ago.
And that shows you when you have that many picks on draft day, going back a couple of years ago, the trade with the Redskins, and then Les Snead making moves each of the last 2 Aprils. And he goes down the right sideline. Ryan Quick comes up, brings it down, and he's inside the 5. They say he's down on the 3. Brian Quick over Shockey Brown.
And you have Brian Quick running alongside of Chucky Brown there, and his big body put the ball up, give him a chance to go up and make a play at the highest point for your football team, and that's what Brian Quick can add to this ball club. If they can continue to get production from Brian Quick, it makes it easier for Austin Cook and the other guys.
All right, well, it looked like he might have been in. They're not going to review it. They're going to go to the line of scrimmage and snap it from the 3. That's Stacy in the back.
Go to him again.
And there's the fade right side. Cook goes up, brings it down. He's not going to get the catch in bounds, but he is going to draw the flag.
It's either push on Quick or it's a push on the corner. But you force the issue
Pass
with
interference. Defense.
Exactly.
Number 23. Contact without playing the ball. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic. First down.
They're going to get Shockey Brown there, Tori.
Andrew and Kevin, with this guy's big body, this is what he's here for. And I talked to Quick. I said, you have to find a niche on this football team. You got to find a reason. You got to show them why they need to play you.
Well, that's why he went in the second round.
And with his
skills like that.
Skills just like that. With your big frame, play big all the time.
Let's see I formation now. The handoff. Stacy trying to push through the right side of the line. Put him up. Zach Stacy looks to be a couple of inches shy.
Touchdown.
Touchdown.
That's nice. And good push by the offensive line, and a really good job by Zach Stacy. Continue to churn his legs. Really excited and happy for him, man. He's Kevin, and you guys moved around in the draft to get Zach Stacy. Is that what you guys was hoping for?
No, you can ask less. When we looked at the board, Zach Stacy was a running back we really liked. We went in and worked him out very late, privately the week before the draft. The coaches fell in love with him. Smart, tough, so productive in the SEC. When you look at running back on not a great offensive team at Vandy, but he has a really good low to the ground zone style, and you saw it there at the goal line.
And you talk about smarts, Vanderbilt, guys that I have relationships with that went to Vanderbilt are very smart guys. And like you said, he's tough. It's really good to see Zach Stacy running the way that he's running the football. He wants to be on this team.
I think so. Rams COO Kevin Demoff, thanks so much for joining us. Best of luck this coming season.
My pleasure. If we're going to have a drive like that, I'll come anytime.
Yeah, 10 plays and 95 yards. Zach Stacy capping off a 10-play, 95-yard drive down the field. Methodical from Kellen Clemens. A couple of plays to Brian Quick. One nice one to Stedman Bailey as well. And then Stacy caps it off with the short touchdown run. And it's a 10-7 game. Rams first lead at home, guys, in the preseason.
And that was a good drive from guys that's going to, and I hate to sound like a broken record, but it's going to provide depth for this football team. But not only will they provide depth, they're looking for production from those guys, and they provided it there on that drive.
Here's Rainey on the far side. He's going to take the kick to the 20. Drew Thomas on the far side with the tackle. Rams coming out on defense with the lead here. When we get back, 10-7, 5:37 in the second. Stacy, 5th-round pick out of Vandy. Touchdown, short one for the Rams to put them on the board, 10-7. Jeff Fisher's team, Marshall, just marched down the field. You see that final drive, 5th drive. They started on the 5.
Yeah, and let's say this, you know, those 2 fumbles, okay, you gave that away. They were driving the ball there. That last drive right there was that's what you want to do. That's how you want to start a drive in your own territory and march it down the field. And some great throws by Kellen Clemens.
Rams defense has looked good as well, giving up a grand total of 57 yards there. The intended receiver, Dallas Clark. Time to find out what's up, 7-Up. What's going on at Rams training camp? What's up, 7-Up? Full flavor, only 10 calories. What's up, 7-Up? Camp report, Martin Kilcoyne.
Andrew, one of the stories of camp has been the emergence of Rodney McLeod Jr., special teams ace a year ago, but with the injury to Darian Stewart, McLeod has won himself, it appears, starting spot at free safety for this team. Also, Chris Williams, as you guys mentioned earlier, the left guard. That shouldn't be a total surprise. He was a first-round pick. Also, the cuts coming up on Saturday, and the local product, Andre Martin, still with this team, a cornerback as of right now. And also the other night, nice moment as the Rams did their walkthrough at Scott Air Force Base.
And Martin, it was nice, guys. I was out there sweating at 7:30, still 90-some degrees, but it was great with those kids.
Thank you for showing up for the broadcast team.
You like that?
It was hot, but anyways, that's just a great gesture, and that's what you want to do, man. They put their lives on the line for us,
Absolutely.
and that's for them and their families. And if they have people deployed or whatever, that's the family get a chance to do something fun and be around football, because it brings us together. This game really does.
And Coach Fisher,
he gets it.
He gets it. He really puts emphasis on spending time with the men and women in the military, and it's awesome.
Jeff Fisher's second straight year the team has gone out to Scott Air Force Base. While we were talking there about the trip yesterday, Caleb Haney throws it into the ground, intended receiver DeLon Carter, but he was just killing it. And now Sam Cook is on to punt. The Rams defense has allowed a mere 59 yards, guys. That's it. With 4:53 remaining in the second quarter, it is the third consecutive 3 and out from that defense. And here's Justin Veltung back to return to Sam Cook punt. He will field to the 23, and he will work to the far side, get a block, hemmed in. Now pass back to the near side. Flag is down. 30, 35, 37, but 2 flags down.
Man, it's a lot of laundry on the floor, on the field right now. I guess the refs got to get their work in too, huh?
They work in.
They getting their work in too. They're active tonight.
Yeah.
Hey, we figured we'd see a lot of running in this game to keep the clock moving. Jerome Boger evidently didn't get the message to keep the clock moving.
I got to tell my homeboy, Jerome, there's a lot of laundry out there.
And they're taking their time talking it over. Granted, there were 2 flags.
Making sure they don't hurt their rotator cuff. Man, they throwing them tonight.
And Jerome's got to stay healthy for week 1. One of the NFL's tenured officials.
During the return, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, hit on a defenseless player, half the distance to the goal, first down.
Didn't get a license plate though.
They got to make sure. They got to make sure they provide their coaching tape too.
As they back up, we step aside. 10-7. All right, Rams on top of the Ravens, 10-7. 4:39 remaining here in the second quarter. The Edward Jones Dome. Want to go inside the huddle? Brought to you by Edward Jones. Edward Jones making sense of investing.
It's Tim Evans from Glen Carbon, Illinois. Troy, what's 3 keys to the Rams having a playoff run this year?
All right, Torrey, as they get back to the line here, 3 keys. Kellen Clemens lines up on the 13-yard line to making the playoffs.
Well, I know the number one that comes to my mind is the Rams' offense has to score points.
That didn't work there behind Stedman Bailey.
That was an issue for the football team last year. They have to score more points to give this football team an opportunity to get to the next level. And then Sam Bradford has to play out of his mind. They've done a good job of retooling the offensive line, making sure he'll stay clean, putting some weapons around him. Now he has to make sure that he's scanning the football field and putting the ball in the right man's hand to give him a chance to win. And then the defense has to keep doing the things that
a little play fake and a rollout. Kellen Clemens steps up. He's going to decide to run, not exactly his strong suit, but he is going to get maybe 4 yards across the 15. John Simon is there on the tackle. Nigel Carr as well. As we see Clemens in there, we saw Bradford before on the sideline. Clemens is 12-16. Really, there's a nice, if you consider this like a fighter jet, if you will, this is a nice cockpit there that you're giving Sam Bradford. He has some weapons there on the outside. He's got some weapons behind him as well. It's time for this offense, second year under Brian Schottenheimer, to step up and do its part this year. The defense, opportunistic last year. Offense needs to match it as well. Throw to the boundary, and that's incomplete. Clemens a little too strong for Justin Veltung.
And I know a lot, it's put on the quarterback position. The quarterbacks have to play well in order for football teams to have tremendous success. But the offensive coordinators have to do a good job too.
That's
the
true.
other coaches have to do a good job.
That's true.
Of putting him in the position to be successful, putting him in a position to continue to develop and become an elite quarterback. So part of it is on Sam Bradford, And a lot of it, too, is on Brian Schottenheimer and how he can continue to develop Sam where he can play out of his mind.
Well, Johnny Hecker's done his part. Here's a punt to Rainey at the 30. Rainey breaks the tackle 35, 40, 45 for Rainey before being brought down.
Look at Hecker mixing it up.
16-yard return.
If you think about it, Sam Bradford, across the field, although he's not here, Joe Flacco did exactly what we're talking about. They acquired Anquan Bolden. Pretty soon, Torrey Smith, they got him some speed, got him a possession guy. And you watch Joe Flacco grow with that team.
Yeah.
And for Sam Bradford, I'm going to say that, you know, we played in one offense in essence. For what he's been through, I can't imagine for a quarterback having to learn a new offense each and every year. And now he has 2 years in the same offense. You step into the huddle, not just calling the play, but knowing the plays that you're calling yourself and knowing where people are supposed to be. And you got weapons. That's just huge for him going into this season.
Haney incomplete there for an open Dallas Clark in Rams territory near the 40.
Dallas Clark. What? Dallas is fighting for a spot too, isn't he? I would have to say.
Well, they got so many tight ends hurt.
Yeah.
Ed Dixon didn't dress today.
Dixon is not playing.
Dennis Pittis, certainly well documented, is hurt.
Yeah.
There's DeLon Carter, nowhere to run, and he gets thrown down to the backfield, loss of 4, but a flag is down. Garrett Goebel, the undrafted rookie free agent out of Ohio State, leading the charge. So wait on that flag. As mentioned, Ravens all banged up at tight end. Billy Badgema, former Ram, he's in the building tonight as well. There's Jeff Fisher looking on, 3:30 remaining. Jerome Boger's crew, called out by Marshall and Torrey a couple of minutes ago, still throwing flags.
They're active, man.
On
Very
the tackle, personal foul, grabbing the face mask, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
All right, let's look at it.
Penalties after penalties for this football team once again.
There it is. Ooh, there it is, actually, on the far side.
Wasn't even necessary.
Nah.
I mean, they had the guy, they had him wrapped up already. Wasn't necessary. Those self-inflicted wounds
Was
right
that
there.
who was that? Was that Dunbar? I think that was Dunbar.
Didn't see the license plate. It was Goebel who got there first. He was not flagged. Far side is where they brought him down, as Marshall said, not really necessary.
Ball
loose. Rams recover, and then Rodine. He's in.
Go Rodine.
To Ravens territory across the 40 and out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Mason Brodine, much like Matt Daniels, needs to come in here and make some plays to make this team in there. A recovered fumble.
Nice awareness right there to strip, and then the awareness to scoop it. And you know the big defensive lineman don't get
6'7",
just a lot of
284.
chances with the ball in their hands.
Just a bad snap by Reggie Stevens. I mean, that was a bad. He was off by. I mean, I think he snapped the ball in the tackle area.
And Caleb Haney gets the tackle too.
Rodine shows some burst.
At 6'7", again, and 284.
And here we go, situational football again. Your offense, you're on the sideline. Your defense get a quick turnover. These are the game situations that you want to practice. Now let's see, can they go out and strike, because on the first play after a turnover is when an offense really wants to strike.
Well, let's see what he does here. Kellen Clemens has Brian Quick to his left, has Isaiah Peed behind him. That's Stedman Bailey far side. He's going to hand it off. Peed runs right, cuts back into the inside. Nice gain by Isaiah Peed. Give him 7 on first down across the 30 to the 29.
Right there, that was good vision by Isaiah. He really took his time, was patient. You know, I watch him, and a lot of young backs have that problem when they come into the league. It's not speed to the hole, it's speed through the hole. And sometimes he's too quick to the hole.
Isaiah Peed back there. Standing at the 36. Pre-snap whistle and a flag.
False start, offense, number 69. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
How many penalties so far in this ball game?
Let's just say this, Torrey. They're going to have enough mistakes to coach well into the next game and get it right.
Well, DJ Young fighting for a spot there. Last thing he needs. 7 penalties there.
7 penalties
on the Rams. Young gets the latest.
Guys are moving. His motion. Get set, guys.
Isaiah Peed motions out of the backfield. Play clock under 10. He winds up wide left. 3 receivers to that side for Clemens. He'll look that way under pressure. Flushed out, avoids the sack momentarily, and then he rudely gets thrown down. Number 49 with the tackle, DJ Bryant.
That's the second time right there. Kellen Clemens, you got to get this ball out of your hands. You got to throw this ball away. You cannot take this sack.
And he's a veteran.
I mean, you're in field goal. Yes, that's why I'm saying we're in field goal range. We're still in field goal range. But I mean, you just can't take that sack. And that's more coaching tape right there.
Yeah. Good job by the free agent DJ Bryant out of James Madison there on the sack.
All right, 2-minute warning here. Rams on the 42 backing up after that sack. And facing a 3rd down for Jeff Fisher when we get there. 2-minute warning. Rams facing a 3rd and long after Kellen Clemens took a sack, guys.
Well, yeah, and I'm going to say Kellen took the sack, and I blamed it on him. But right here, I mean, they have 5 guys in the box, and the line should be turned into the 3 receiver side, but somehow this call gets mixed up, and they go weak. So that was just a miscount in the protection and the hottest backside. And that's why Kellen missed it. I have to apologize to Kellen for that one.
Well, now they got to get after that sack by Bryant to the 25 for a new set of downs. Clemens picks up the blitz, and then he guns left. Up by Bryant quick across the 25 to the 21st down. But there's a flag in the offensive backfield at midfield. Brian Quick, if it stands, his 6th catch of the night.
Holding, offense, number 68. 10-yard penalty, replay, 3rd down.
Joe Barksdale, your swing tackle.
Yep. Joe Barksdale.
You know, I always say this: if you're going to hold,
yeah, that's pretty blatant.
Yeah, make sure you don't let him hit your quarterback.
And make sure it's not at your quarterback's feet with Jerome Boger standing 5 feet behind you. So they're going to back him up. 8 penalties, 73 yards.
Wow. Again, Coach Fisher has to be fuming right now because I've heard him address the football team about penalties this preseason.
Look, some have been by guys that aren't going to make the team. Joe Barksdale is going to make the team. Not all are by guys that will be here next week, but still, it's been an issue here, Torrey, as you point out, throughout the preseason. Back them up to the 48, their own 48, now 3rd and 27. Again, make the 25. This one's caught Stephen Bailey across the 40. He's going to go low and get to the 35, back to the original line of scrimmage, about 10 yards shy.
Because when you're getting those penalties, you either don't know your assignment, you're either tired. That's where the penalties set in, and these guys aren't dialed in enough, you know, because they keep committing the same thing over and over and over again. That's concerning.
Greg Zuerlein has already made 3 field goals from 50+ in this preseason. This would be from 53. The hold by Hecker is down, more than enough leg. It is up, and it is
no good.
No good. Wide to the left. So Greg Zuerlein is human. He misses his 2nd kick of the preseason. He earlier had missed from 50, and it's a 10-7 game.
And that's what happens. That's what penalties do. You know, it's all it's negative play, and now your kicker goes out there and he has a negative play. I mean,
because the pressure is now on the kicker. All the pressure is shifted to Zuerlein.
And here's the thing: if Coach Fisher couldn't have it any better, as upset as he's going to be, this film and these penalties and these mistakes, it provides coaching tape for these guys.
Well, the Rams defense has forced 3 consecutive 3-and-outs, and here's Caleb Haney gunning left side. That one's going to be caught inside Rams territory. Aaron Millette, the 7th-round pick out of Elon. We ask you to tweet us, Torrey. When you tweet us, what's the sound?
Tweet.
Thank you. Tweet the booth by Edward Jones, making sense of investing, and we will read them in the booth here. Hashtag Rams, as you see him scrolling here on the bottom of the screen. Caleb Haney spent last year under Peyton Manning in Denver. Before that, behind Jay Cutler and others in Chicago. Fumbles the snap here, but then he gets it and throws incomplete to the far side again. It's Aaron Millette. So you talk about guys fighting for jobs. Caleb Haney guys trying to convince John Harbaugh, Ozzie Newsome, that they should keep 3 quarterbacks. Tyrod Taylor not here tonight, had a concussion last week. He will be the number 2. He is well entrenched in that spot. Haney trying to convince them that they need a 3rd quarterback. Later we could see Dane Christ, former Notre Dame quarterback who was signed only last week.
When you think about it, the Ravens, they only keep 2 quarterbacks. And Joe Flacco, he's been durable.
movement and a flag. Correction, Tyrod Taylor is here. He is one of the Ravens that did make the trip. We will not see him tonight. However, 18 Ravens didn't get on the
Neutral zone
plane.
infraction. Defense number 69. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Jeff Fisher none too pleased with that one. But that has kind of been the theme.
Boy, the penalties roll on.
Yeah.
Man. My God. Wow. It's the first half.
It is only the first half. And here we go, 2nd and 5. They're at the 36. That's Rainey in the backfield. And Haney back to throw. It's Millette again on the far side. Woodard over there with the coverage, and that's a catch.
Well, Woodard got a jump. Trust yourself right there. He got a jump on that one right there. Man.
Had a pick and a pick six.
He got a jump on that ball, and he has to trust himself. It was like he saw it, the ball was there, but he went to grab the receiver for protection.
Picked off Brock Osweiler last week in Denver.
He sure did.
Now they're at the 28-yard line. Clock winding here, under a minute remaining, 59 seconds left. Each team has all 3 timeouts. Short drop, slant left, caught Brown across the 20 and near a first down. I think he is right at the marker. That looks to be first down yardage.
And these are the two guys that the Ravens are high on. Aaron Millette and Marlon Brady just runs a slant, works him outside,
used his hands well.
opens up Woodard, and then was able to use his hands and slip him back inside. A really well-ran route versus press coverage, and he's running a slant route. And you can get to a slant route versus press. You can get to a slant route versus off. You can get to a slant route versus cover 2. You have to find ways in order to work your technique to get open, and right there you saw that out of Marlon Brown, stretching him and then slipping inside.
And Woodard, you have to trust your technique right there. If the receiver threatens you to the outside and you got your arm posted up on his pass, just ride him. But he got too anxious with his feet and then got out of position.
Woodard, one of those guys fighting for the final corner spot. Quentin Pointer not in uniform tonight. Many think he, because of the special teams play, could get that spot. But Woodard certainly showed well last week, and he has come on strong here late.
They got him backside again.
Yeah, man to man. Going
out of the shotgun, and that's where they're going to go. Up top, far side, incomplete.
Played that well.
In the end zone, and again, he wanted Millette.
It's so easy when you trust your technique, just like I was saying. He had him posted, he flipped his hips, and get your eyes on the ball.
That was nice.
And now make a play.
That was nice.
High point the ball. That's what you do. I mean, if he would have used the same technique and stayed square with the slant, he was scared of this route right here. So what do? They run the slant, and now they come back to this route to see if he was going to overplay for the slant.
Darren Woodard there, seeing a lot of action here in the second quarter. A little mishmash on defense. You have Jolon Dunbar out there, Tremaine Johnson, as Haney is going to step up, and Haney's going to run, get tripped up. It's not going to go down as a sack because he got positive yardage, but Mason Brodine, with the fumble recovery earlier, tripped him up.
And that was just a good play right there. That's a coverage play. You know, they had good coverage on the back end, good pass rush up the field. You make the quarterback step into the pocket and do something that he doesn't do well, which is run.
Timeout on the field here with 42 seconds remaining. Time to check out our Monsanto rookie crop tonight, and we'll do so, guys, looking at Ray Armstrong.
Yeah. Steady Ray. Ray is, you heard Kevin Demoff talking about Ray and what he's done for this football team. Former safety out of the University of Miami. And all he's done since he's arrived in St. Louis was just show up on the football field, practice as well as games. And is making a strong case to make this football team.
On third down, ball up in the air. Ball's incomplete, but there's a flag down as Haney was hit in the helmet as he got that away. If the Rams picked it, it wouldn't have mattered.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 69. Blow to the head of the quarterback.
It's pretty obvious.
Half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Garrett Goebel there, the free agent out of Ohio State, got the left hand on Caleb Haney's helmet.
They got to do something about this rule. I mean, take the helmet off him. If I push your helmet, there's one. I understand the blow to the head.
They allow incidental, but that was a little more than incidental, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Okay.
If he's being blocked and his hand touches helmet and the helmet moves, I mean.
There's so much gray with a lot of these new rules, Marshall. It don't make no sense.
It's gray because of the gray matter up there and the head of the quarterback you're trying to protect. So now they are inside the 10. It's Rainey running left, cuts back to the middle of the field. He busts free, and he's into the end zone. Bobby Rainey.
Bobby Rainey.
And I like how Rainey is showing up.
Showing up.
I'm going to tell you right now, look at his value. I mean, I understand that they have the two backs that they have, Bernard Pierce, and they have Ray Rice from Rutgers. but right now, Rainey return punts, return kicks, and now he's showing you his value in the run game, and he can catch the football out of the backfield.
Matt Daniels couldn't wrap up there, guys.
And Wilbur Montgomery, he told me to watch this kid. You're going to like him. He wants me to tell him what I think about this guy. Wilbur Montgomery was my running backs coach here when I was here at the Rams, and now he coaches the Baltimore Ravens running backs, and he told me about this kid. Now, listen, the kid is putting on the show tonight.
And really good job on the outside by the receiver there on a good block to spring him into the end zone. And Marshall, you know this better than anybody. When backs get those longer runs or they get those types of touchdowns right here in the red zone, the receivers on the outside that are getting those blocks, sealing their mans off, helps in that run.
It's a must. That's how you can't break long runs without your receivers working downfield.
Good job.
Caps off a 7-play, 57-yard drive. A lot of people talk about Wilbur Montgomery there and what he thinks of Bobby Rainey. A lot of people thought that it was Anthony Allen, maybe, that would have won this job for his special teams contributions last year.
Here you go. Here's Marlon Brown here.
That's work right there.
Just working, just control it.
Not shielding my shield.
He never quit on the play. He beat him the first time on the block, but he never quit on the play and finished him there for the touchdown. Marlon Brown's having an outstanding half thus far in this game, as well as Mellett for the Baltimore Ravens.
All right, so Bobby Rainey there, the touchdown. He has shown well tonight, at least on that side. Bobby Rainey with the touchdown there. 9 carries, 23 yards, and a couple of scores for Rainey. Speaking of running backs, Benny Cunningham, guys, is back to return this Tucker kickoff. 31
That's a lot of running back. I'm going to tell you right now.
There he is.
Rams are looking for a kick returner. Isaiah Pete has not done much from that spot in the preseason. Benny Cunningham, however, has done a little. Cunningham, 2 kickoff returns for 69 yards, so the average is good. But he doesn't get a shot there. He's going to take a knee. And the touchback with another flag down, middle of the field of the 23-yard line. See what this flag is. Jerome Boger getting in a good night of work here at the Edward Jones Dome. Jerome, your thoughts?
Unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting, return team, number 50. Half the distance to the goal. St. Louis keeps the ball. First down.
Ray Armstrong had a friend text earlier tonight, Marshall. If your name is Ray, you better be tough, but you don't need a taunting penalty. And Jeff Fisher looks to be laying into his team there.
Let me just say this. They just drove down the field and scored on you. They kick off. What are you taunting for?
Right.
That's the kicker. Oh, that's Ace Jackson. But what? I don't understand it.
10 for 86, now 11 for 96 after that Ray Armstrong taunting penalty. Kellen Clemens, hand off. Isaiah Pete stays on his feet.
Let me say this. Whenever you have this amount of penalties, it's these guys going into the last preseason game, you're relaxed. And that's what happens. And I've been in these games. I've been on teams that have done stuff like this, and you're just not sharp.
Clemens goes down, and that is how the first half is going to end with a Cody Larson.
That's exactly what it looks like right
sack. 14-10, Rams flash at times, have some moments, also commit 11 penalties, and it's a 14-10 game here at the break. 30 minutes of football left at the Edward Jones Dome before we get ready for next week and the real games. Rams trail at the break. 14-10 to the Edward Jones Dome. Tonight's preseason telecast on the Rams Broadcasting Network, brought to you by Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Also making sense of investing, and brought to you by Edward Jones. FaceTime. Martin Kilcoyne to the coach.
All right, here with the head coach and Jeff, whether or not there are backups out there, how disappointed were you with the penalties?
Well, yeah, I'm really disappointed. I just shared that with them. Reality is this. In the National Football League, the guys that were penalized in the first half probably aren't going to be here, most of them, and that was the case last week. But still, you have to learn from the penalties. And, you know, I mean, you look at the first half, they're 0 for 5 on third down. They got 24-some yards rushing, except for that last touchdown run. And, you know, they've completed 5 or 6 passes. Yet we're down 17-10 because we got nearly 100 yards in penalties. But, you know, saw some good things. Kellen played a good first half. You know, we're continuing to look at players. Decided to set some of the starters down. You know, it's a year-to-year thing. I think it's the best thing for our football team right now. Our stars are ready to play. Need a little more snaps out of Tavon. You saw what he gave us here there. So all in all, you know, we're going to play hard to see if we win this game.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time. That's Jeff Fisher, guys.
All right, Martin, thank you. A very blunt Jeff Fisher. You saw him say, he thought about it for a second there, guys. He had some measured words that he just told the team in the locker room that, yes, that's unacceptable, and then said quite bluntly, a lot of those guys that made those penalties aren't going to be here next week.
Right, and that's the part I like. But Coach Fisher keeps it so real. You got to like that out of Coach.
You do. You also have to like a kick out of the back of the end zone by Greg Zuerlein, something he does whether you're in the altitude in Denver or here inside the Edward Jones Dome. One thing the Rams do not have to worry about, Greg Zuerlein, nor for that matter the punter Johnny Hecker, 2 great finds last year by Les Snead to bring them in on special teams. So here we go with the second half. Rams defense, which as you just heard the coach say, looked pretty good in the first half. Held the Ravens under 100 total yards, 99 to be specific. The defense will start off first here, as the Ravens will open it up on their own 20-yard line, and it's still Caleb Haney at quarterback. Haney in the first half, 8 of 16. He threw a pick. Matt Daniels tried to make the team at a first-quarter interception. Cody Davis now in at safety, number 38. You see him up in the box as Haney is back to throw. And he is going to be brought down by Gerald Rivers, trying to make this team. And he has looked good as a rookie free agent defensive end.
And just look at the move, how he set up the tackle with a nice upfield push. And now you get underneath, knife inside, and go get the quarterback. I like the explosion that he showed right there.
Gerald Rivers.
It's a good sack.
Yeah, it is. Getting to the quarterback. Rookie free agent out of Ole Miss. Sat out last year. Here's Brodine in the backfield with a dump down. It's going to go to Anthony Allen. And Allen into the game. Gets back some of the yardage. Almost all of the yardage from the sack original line of scrimmage.
Let me tell you, so Warren Sapp, Sapp and his Sappisms, and this is, there was 2 right here. First guy, you never get a free run to the quarterback. That's just not going to happen in the NFL. So you better understand something's going on. And the next one, once the ball is strong, you gotta go find. You gotta go find the runner. Don't be a blind dog in the meat house.
That's right. But he's absolutely right.
He is. There's third down. Haney's going to step up and to check it down. Allen out of the backfield. Brought down by Andre Martin on the far side. Martin on the 35.
At some point, your football instincts has to kick in.
Yeah, and there's one thing you're never going to have. It's just a free hit on the quarterback. That's a good tackle right there.
Yeah, Andre Martin trying to make this team.
You're getting the big boy down right there.
Out of McClure High, undrafted free agent out of North Dakota State. Was brought in here in May on a tryout basis, has stuck around this long to the fourth quarter. Check that, the third quarter, second half of the 4th preseason game. Local kid trying to make these Rams. Veltong back to return this Cook punt. Veltong waits underneath it at the 20. And he's going to work to the near side.
We got a return set up here.
He's got the blocks. He's going to get one more. 30, 35. 40 body. Rainey hog ties him on the 45.
Hold up, wait. There's no flag. There's no flag.
There's no flag.
Good job.
Yeah. Oh, Marshall. Good job.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Bronx
some clean
cheer.
Football. Some clean football. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Rams GM Les Snead right around the corner when we get back. 14-10. Kids here because the Rams could still be the youngest team in the National Football League. 14-10 here in the third quarter. Time to look at the around the NFL notes here, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wing. Their news and notes. Buffalo Wild Wings, the home of the Jeff Fisher Show, the Creve Coeur location. The Yahoo rankings here for toughest division. What do you know? The NFC West is the winner, if you want to call it that. Austin Davis now at a quarterback, spins out of the sack. He's going to run around left end, maybe get 2 yards out of bounds 47-yard line. Marshall Falk, Martin Kilcoyne, Torrey Holt, Andrew Siciliano, and now joined in the booth by the GM of the Rams, Les Snead, who has some decisions to make. Got to be down by 253 by 5 o'clock our time, St. Louis time on Saturday. Going to be tough. You made up your mind yet? You're still thinking?
We've had a lot of discussion, but we're definitely still thinking. And there's 2 quarters to go, so these quarters may, help us with our thoughts.
Les, I always wonder this: how much of an emphasis is this last game for the guys that's playing? I mean, can one of these guys crack the lineup?
Oh, definitely. And I think, for instance, tonight when we opened the game, a lot of the key players weren't playing, but you saw, let's say, a guy like Zach Stacy run the ball. He's going to have a role for us in game 1 because Pete's going to be suspended. So, he got PT. You saw a Rodney McLeod, who's going to start at safety for us, come in and play nickel with this group because he's going to be our backup nickel. So they're learning some roles that they won't do as a starters, but may have to be called upon during the season to do.
3rd and 6. Here's Austin Davis after the run by Pete. Throws to the near side and throws incomplete to a double-covered Veltung. Brings up 4th down. Veltung is a guy fighting for the 6th receiver spot. He's looked good at times on special teams, but you pretty much have 5 of the wideouts locked in.
Yeah, I think the 5, that's probably one of the easiest decisions, but obviously a 6th receiver. If you're going to be a 6th receiver, you need to do something on teams, and he can kick and punt return, so we've seen that tonight.
Johnny Hecker, the find last year, back to punt, high into the air. Bobby Rainey's going to run up underneath it, call fair catch. Almost hit a Raven on the way down. Goes out of bounds on the far side, 28-yard line. And that is where we will be when we get back. Les Snead staying with us here, the Rams GM. As we move on, 14-10 here today. We were talking before, 700, roughly 700 players between now and Saturday will be told that they have to move on, and some of them will land in other spots. What's the toughest position for you guys heading into cutdown day to make decisions?
Well, here's what I'll say in terms of toughest position. We're still a young roster, so what we're able to do is, let's say there's a position that normally keeps a certain amount of players traditionally. Well, we've come in and said, you know what, let's keep the 53 best players. Let's don't let some of our young guys go. So we may be heavy at a position group, light at another, and because of where we are in our process, we can do that.
And to see Drew Thomas run off the field, he's fighting for a spot at corner. There's some question marks as to how many corners you may keep as well. Do you have the numbers pretty much worked out?
You have a traditional set of numbers, but just like I said, we may go deeper at a couple of position groups than we normally wouldn't have. Now, your game day actors are obviously going to be determined by special teams, and we got some corners that can play special teams. A guy that didn't dress tonight because of an injury, Quentin Porter's a great special teams player for us.
Time to tweet the booth. You can do that. Brought to you by Edward Jones. Edward Jones making sense of investing. Hashtag Rams up here in the booth. This is a 3rd and 5 for Caleb Haney, and he's going to throw over the middle. Tandon Doss, first down with some space, midfield, near side, and then slides underneath the tackle at the 46-yard line. You also have some decisions to make as well because you have some suspensions at linebacker and at running back as well heading in. How will that factor in your roster choice?
Well, there are 2 different suspensions. With the running back being 1 game, you can keep an extra player for a week, but it's only a week. With the 4-game suspension, that's going to give you some flexibility in a roster spot.
When you talked about keeping the best 53, I mean, I have to say this because, you always want to cover your bases and have those numbers at positions.
And he throws deep. That's caught inside the 10, beg your pardon, Marshall. And that's Tandon Doss into the red zone in front of Drew Thomas.
When you can keep the best 53, it's because you've done a good job drafting, and you guys have done a good job collecting talent and having that talent show up and play. So I want people to understand the difference. And sometimes you just have guys, but when you draft it well and you've evaluated your talent, you can keep the best 53.
Yeah, that's a great point, Marshall. And also it's even the things after the draft. As we've seen tonight, a guy like Matt Daniels playing safety coming up. And he had an ACL injury. We thought about PUPing him for the first 6 games. We said, you know what, he's healthy. Put him on the field, and guess what? This he came out hitting the first day, and he hadn't stopped. So he's a smart kid that plays with passions, and and can back up safety and really help on teams.
That's a gain of 40. DeLon Carter then with the carry down to 5. Les, how quickly are you guys going to work? You going to wait till Saturday?
You know, we're going to probably do some tomorrow and some Saturday. There'll be some other, probably overnight thoughts, but we will start in the morning. May not announce them until Saturday for competitive advantages.
Exactly. And then there's
always competing.
Always looking at who comes free as well. That's part of this process as DeLon Carter runs right side, gets maybe to Gerald Rivers, an undrafted rookie free agent, a guy that's also looked pretty good at defensive end here as a rookie. You have some depth questions as to who makes his team at defensive line.
Well, I think it's a deep defensive line. Gerald's a guy, he's a guy that was academically ineligible last year at Ole Miss. We always had our eye on him, what was going to happen to him. He went to the NFL regional combines, really had a nice combine there and a good pro day, so we signed him as a college free agent, and he's impressed us this camp. Just made a play there, I think.
Yes, he did, and DeLon Carter is going to get stacked up and bring about 4th down.
Les, a question here, and I don't know, you might be in on it with Jeff. Going into this game, how do you guys decide how much to play whom? You have a young team, and I heard Jeff say we didn't think Tavon would get some action, but actually they wanted to feature him tonight, so they got him the ball in some situations. How do you make that decision? Does Sam have enough work? Do you not want to put him in there? Did you want to see Kellen? How do you guys come about making the decision on who to play?
Here, 4th down, guys. Keep going, Les.
I think going into at the end of the Denver game, we had a plan to play our starters this game for at least a quarter, maybe even half. Jeff's traditionally done that. We were in the locker room after the game, Jeff and I, and you just saw the rash of injuries that were happening last week, and we both looked at each other and said, okay, maybe we should call off the
ball.
dogs.
Play to the 1 yard line.
For some key players.
First down.
But pass interference.
But a player like Tavon, he actually went to Jeff this week and said, you know what, Coach, I really want to play. I'm a rookie. I still got some cobwebs I want to get out. Now, we didn't know if it was because, hey, it was the hometown Baltimore Ravens he wanted to play against, but he said, hey, I want to actually get some rust off and still play.
So after the penalty, 1st down, Allen will run left side, and he's not going to go anywhere. Another guy fighting for a job. Jonathan Stewart in a logjam at linebacker in there to make the tackle. And what did you think when Austin said he wanted to play, other than liking his competitive fire, but knowing that this game only means so much?
Well, Marshall hit the nail on the head. We're a young team. They need to play as much as possible, but we're also counting on them. So it's that catch-22 quagmire that we've been in all preseason. So
here's Allen on 2nd down. Allen running right. That ball's out. That ball's out. It's picked up on the far side by Dunbar. So the Rams force a turnover, and Jolon Dunbar playing into the 3rd quarter here with a bunch of guys fighting for their jobs. Recovers it on the far side, and the Rams take over.
And right here, that's just right. That's form. We talked about his tackling earlier.
Andre Martin.
We talked about his tackling earlier, and tackling big guys in open field or in tight spaces. DBs normally don't want to stick their shoulder in there. Right there, good tackle.
Les Snead, we thank you. You have a somewhat unenviable job coming up, but good luck with all the cutdowns.
Appreciate that.
Side, the red zone, Jolon Dunbar, curiously, guys, still playing with a bunch of guys fighting for their jobs. Remember, he will be suspended to start the regular season. Jolon Dunbar comes away with that fumble, and the Rams and Austin Davis back out there take over on their own 15-yard line. They'll keep it on the ground. Running far side, Isaiah P. breaks through a couple of tackles, gets to the 20-yard line.
Dunbar is he's a tackling machine, and he'll come up and stick his nose in there and knock the snot out of your nose as well. They'll miss him. It's good that they were able to, get a guy like Will Witherspoon, a veteran, who's been around the league.
But a little bit of punishment for Jolon Dunbar playing this deep. Third quarter,
not at all. He needs to play.
Okay.
Because he's not going to.
He's not going to be playing.
He's not going to. He's going to miss. He's going to miss a month of football. Now he may not feel comfortable with it, but you put yourself in that situation.
Here's Dean. Makes one man miss. I say it. He's showing a little shifty move down to the 30-yard line. Christian Thompson finally got him, but I believe that was Asa Jackson who flew by him the first time when he hit the brakes.
And it's good for the young guys to be out there with Dunbar too. He can help him out a little bit. He's played in some tough games. Good move right there by P. Ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, which he showed. That's what the Rams loved about him when he was coming out of Cincinnati. And right there, he showed the ability to catch it and make a guy miss.
MVP of the Liberty Bowl, the Senior Bowl, a year ago, a second-round pick. First down yardage there.
Screen.
And again, they're going to dump it off. Here's Isaiah Peters' screen through Arthur Brown's tackle, but he tripped him up enough to bring him down to the far side, 35-yard line.
Arthur Brown's a good football player. But while you guys were sitting there talking to Les, I was looking on my Twitter timeline, and one guy tweeted out he wanted everyone in the booth to be quiet and just let Les's hair shine.
Was that Les Snead hair tweeting at you? Wow. Tonight's First and 10 marker brought to you by Plaza Motors. Plaza Motors, the luxury automotive destination of the St. Louis Rams. Second and 5. Isaiah P.
But Les was real dapper, though. He was real dapper. Nice
dapper.
sports coat on, a nice shirt, and then the hair is the wild factor.
Yeah, he's model-ish.
Yeah, he's very model-ish.
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 Yeah.
Gain of 2, second and 8.
Gain of 2 brings out second and 8. Ryan Schottenheimer there, your play caller. Coming up on 4 minutes remaining, third quarter, 14-10. And this is the final preseason game of 2013. Third and 3. And Austin Davis, who can run a little bit out of the shotgun, with Heed next to him. And he steps up. Austin Davis throws left side over the head of Nick Johnson, incomplete, fourth down.
Good job of stepping up in the pocket, just a little long there, but good mechanics in the pocket. Austin Davis showed there.
Good pocket awareness.
Really,
he has good pocket awareness.
Real nice mechanics inside the pocket.
Guys, we didn't talk about the quarterback position here when Les was in here, ran out of time. Your thoughts, though, Austin Davis v. Kellen Clemens as we get towards Saturday.
Clemens has outplayed him this preseason, and just like last year, Austin outplayed Clemens this year. Clemens has outplayed Austin.
Punt out of bounds, far side, 15-yard line. Quarterback issue, still one of those to be undecided, or still undecided, beg your pardon, behind Sam Bradford. Maybe some more. Sam Bradford, his 2 lieutenants, and Brian Schottenheimer there on the sideline, 14-10, 354 remaining in the third quarter. Fans, you could choose from 2 exciting 4-game flex plans starting at only $180. For more information, get in the building here, stlouisrams.com, or the good old-fashioned way at 314-RAMS. Ticks. Gerald Rivers, one of the guys fighting for a job here. Rookie free agent defensive end out of Ole Miss. Talking about him earlier with Les Snead. It's a numbers game of defensive end, but he certainly looked good. He's 3 games
really well.
through this one as well. Torrey is Caleb Haney, the only quarterback that's taken stops it down, and Ray Armstrong comes.
You can't throw a flag on
that. He got flagged earlier for taunting on a punt at the end of the second quarter. And what's Jerome Boger going to do this time? There is a flag down.
And all preseason long, when it's been a big hit for the Rams, when it's been a strike for the Rams, and when you hear that ooh by the crowd, it's been because of Ray McDonald. And again, there's
Ray Armstrong.
And you gotta love his energy. You gotta like the way this guy plays the game.
Helmet to helmet.
I am clapping in the booth.
Second down.
And Ray's clapping as well.
Getting out in this drop, getting underneath any type of curl flat, then he comes down and close. That's the safety ability that he possesses, Marshall. Being able to plant that foot and drive.
That was clean.
Closing speed.
The closing speed.
Former safety.
The closing speed. Awesome.
Ray Armstrong is going to make this team flag down on there as he hits Delon Carter. And he has a chance to be really, really special. Here's a guy that left Miami, had to go find a new place, went to NAIA Faulkner.
Offense, number 60. 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
And now he's trying to make this team as a linebacker.
Right here, closing and then striking.
You know right now, I done went and saw my quarterback. You throw that ball behind me, I'm coming to see you.
What you used to call, used to call it a grenade?
That's a grenade right there. He threw the man a grenade. Got him. Threw him a grenade.
Delon Carter, the former Colt, acquired in a trade just recently, just last week, trying to make this team fight with Bobby Rainey and Allen for that third running back spot behind Rice and Pierce. And he is in a numbers game as well. How about Gerald Rivers in the backfield again?
Gerald Rivers, though he's a rookie, correct?
Yes, sir.
I mean, he shows some flashes of some veteran craftiness at the defensive end position. And that defensive front is already stacked with their front, with their ones. They also have depth behind him. This guy right here is making a strong case, providing that young depth, but providing production, like I've been saying all game long.
After the death of his grandmother, didn't play his senior year at Ole Miss, as Les said, movement of the line here. There's a false start back.
That's because of Rivers right there. You got him jumping early now. You got him jumping early.
On the sideline. Will Preseason, I believe, jumped.
False start. Offense, number 64. Half the distance to the goal. Still third down.
Hey, Roger Gaines right now. He's already given up a sack. Got beat inside on a take-two draw, and now you're backed up. You see where they got the tight end. That tight end is there for help.
3rd and 23, Haney, beg your pardon, in his end zone. And he's going to check it down and hit Brown across the middle. Brown pushed out of bounds, going nowhere. Woodard, the last one to hit him. And it's going to be punt time. Sam Cook jogging out, and he's going to have to stand underneath his own goalpost.
This Rams defense is clearly better than the Ravens 2s and 3s. The Rams.
Well, the Rams defense looked pretty good in the first half as well.
Yeah, they're flying around out on the edges. The linebackers is flying around, a good game tackle in there. Again, getting off the football field on third downs, giving your offense another opportunity.
Let's see if Velton can get a return. There's a flag down already. There's a 39 fair catch with the flag right to his left. These teams have combined for 16 accepted penalties, 12 on the Rams, 4 on the Ravens. Jerome Boger's crew has been busy.
Wow. They getting their work in, I'll tell you that.
They'll have plenty of coaching film as well.
Man,
to go over.
How many penalties total?
16 accepted.
And we're not. Oh yeah, we got to.
Yeah, 143.
Yeah, in the third.
Marshall left in the third.
Yeah, in the third. Oh yeah.
Well, not yet done with the third.
No. I mean, we.
And they're talking this one over. I mean, this one came out as Velton watched that ball hang.
Oh, we will get
midair.
We will get mid to high 20s.
Penalties?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You got to think about who's about to be playing in the fourth quarter.
We'll get 30 penalties tonight.
Well, come on, Torrey. You're only at 16. You're not getting 14 more. John Harbaugh wants an explanation as to what's going on here. Jerome Boger. Let's get this show on the road.
How many total carries did Zach Stacy get tonight?
Zach Stacy, 11 carries, 37 yards, the rookie running back.
Okay, you were yards. You were close in yards.
Oh, you said he was going to have 40 carries.
40 carries, right. But they saw, I guess they saw what they wanted to see out of.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Player of the kicking team voluntarily going out of bounds, number 36. Holding, receiving team, number 38. Those fouls all set. Replay, 4th down.
I'll get another chance for Velton. Jeff Fisher's reaction. All right.
Let's just does those penalties
offset replay?
So they don't count.
They do not count. Not accepted.
We can't just get 2.
Would you like them? You want to see the number go up? You're rooting for 30, Marshall, are you not?
I said mid to high 20s.
Okay. Torrey, you said 30. I'll go with, what are we, at 16?
I want to see if
I'll go with 23.
Okay.
All right.
I want to see if Pete will be back in. I haven't, because he's suspended, so they're trying to get him the same work that they're getting Jolan Dunbar. So if you're wondering why Isaiah Pete is still playing, he's gonna have his vacation is a little longer than everyone else.
That is correct. All right, here's Sam Cook again.
That's a returnable ball.
Velton, near sideline, takes it 36-yard line. Velton 45. Hemmed in, spinning to the 50. Great field position for the Rams. Midfield when we get back. That man, though.
Ooh, boy, that's just
bringing the fireworks.
Bam. Oh,
Ray Armstrong.
Look at him.
And the Rams.
Do it, Ray.
In a 14-10 game. Maybe we should do the game in those wigs, guys. What do you think? Will you want to do that? Torrey, Marshall?
I don't want to mess up my hair.
I don't have any hair to mess up. So sure, bring me one. I would love to have some hair. You know how many times I wake up in the morning just wishing that I had some hair?
No, Torrey, how many times?
Like every morning, I just want to wear my hair just out naturally. Now it's just real spotty and it doesn't look good.
Torrey and Marshall, and I'm Andrew, and this is Austin Davis from the 49. Play fake to Benny Cunningham. He looks deep and now throws it to Benny in the flat. Oh, he's a battering ram, that Benny Cunningham. And he's going to get to the 45-yard line to get a 6 right through Mark Anthony.
Mark Anthony might want to go back to singing after that one. Hey, if you don't strike, you get struck.
Benny.
Bam, bam, Cunningham.
Right.
Tell you right now, he's a load. He is a load.
And you know what? He could be your kickoff returner as well on opening day.
I'm just telling you.
You're just telling me.
Load.
Eric Stevens in motion, the fullback, settles in the backfield. The handoff goes to Cunningham. Cut back, hands Cunningham, 35, down the sideline, 20, and a stiff arm right out to the 14-yard line.
Listen, Benny Cunningham is saying, I know you wanted to take a look at Zach Stokes. Look at me now.
Yes.
Look at me now.
Yes.
And he pushed Anthony Levine on the way out. A gain of 29 for Benny Cunningham, a guy who had 11 touchdowns and 600 yards in only 5 games as a senior before he blew out his patella. He is battling back from an injury last year at Middle Tennessee State, a rookie free agent, and he has looked good.
Feed him
for the Rams in the preseason. Shotgun. Cunningham flares to the right.
Got him again.
They're going to go Cunningham on the wheel, and it's over his head inside the 5.
Really nice effort there.
One of my favorite routes. I'm going to tell you right now. But all I need Benny to do is get out and run, and then turn around and look. If you looking the whole way running, you're going to get caught up.
They hit Isaiah Peed 2 weeks ago against Green Bay on the same thing in the first quarter. We're now in the Dr. Pepper Red Zone, guys. The Red Zone is brought to you by Dr. Pepper, which is always one of a kind.
So that was a technique issue right there with
Benny. It is. You have to run and look at the coverage and then turn around and catch the ball.
Now Chase Reynolds is in. Delay to Reynolds. He's going to get room 10. He'll put his head down and push to the 5. Near a first down for Chase Reynolds. Christian Thompson got the worst half of that tackle.
Chase is a downhill runner, a guy that you give him a hole and guess what? He's going to find it.
Rams are now going to find the other side of the field. We're into 3. They're going to walk to our left, and when we get back, we have 15 minutes of football remaining in a 14-10 game after 3. Here's Benny Cunningham, the guy who, as a senior at Middle Tennessee State, had 217 yards and 5 touchdowns against Georgia Tech before tearing his patella and sitting on the sideline after surgery for the rest of the year. 600 yards in 5 games and 11 touchdowns. He had a big run to get the Rams inside the Dr. Pepper Red Zone, and now they are starting the fourth quarter just shy of the 5-yard line and facing a 3rd and 1. They can get a first down without getting into the end zone. I formation behind Davis. Nick Johnson to the left. 2 tight end formation. The hand to Cunningham behind Stevens, makes a couple of jump cuts, and he has enough for a first down, guys, down to the 4.
You know, for a guy that of his size that can run over people and run through people, he has good feet, and his lateral movement is pretty good. I mean, right there, you saw a jump cut right, jump cut left, and the term that I like to use is get skinny, and he gained a yard, 2 yards actually, and got the first down.
The size, Marshall, 5'10", 217 for Benny Cunningham. Jeff Fisher saw him play in person in college. Fell in love with the guy. And he's one of 2 rookie running backs impressing. The other being 5th-round pick, Zach Stacy. Both could very well make this team. First down. Davis, snap. That is caught. That is a Nick Johnson touchdown.
See, Nick.
And that was just a well-thrown ball by Austin Davis right there. He threw it in that window and allowed him to run to it, because if he'd have threw it where he was, you had a guy going up with his hands, but he found a nice window and delivered the ball. That was a good throw by Austin Davis.
And the second touchdown of the preseason for Nick Johnson caps off a 6-play, 51-yard drive.
And the excitement that Austin Davis shows after scoring drives is what I like. This guy is passionate about the game of football. He wants to be on this Rams football team. And right there was a good drive, an excellent draw, as Marshall talked about, putting the ball in the window. An excellent job by Nick going in and trusting the throw would be there, completing that for a touchdown. That was really nice continuity by the receiver and the quarterback.
By Greg Zuerlein. Austin Davis to Nick Johnson, who's done so much in the community, now trying to do even more on the field. Second touchdown of the Johnson, a touchdown for Jeff Fisher, and this is now a 17-14 game here. Rams lead 14-16 remaining in this, the fourth quarter, the final game of the preseason. The Rams Broadcasting Network would like to welcome all our affiliates joining us for tonight's game. Tonight's broadcast being seen across 5 states. We'd like to give a special thanks to all our viewers watching us on Fox KRBK in Springfield, Missouri. Thank you so much, all the affiliates, for sticking with us the entire summer, as we've had a blast here doing the preseason once again with Marshall Falk, with Torrey Holt, Andrew Siciliano, Martin Kilcoyne down to the sideline as well, as we get ready for a Greg Zuerlein kickoff. And this one is going to go off Allen's hands, and he'll take a knee. VP of Marketing Brian Killingsworth is with us here in the booth. Brian's the guy that brought you the Jeff Fisher mustache last year, and now he's bringing you, we're going to hold this up so you guys can see it, the Chris Long, Jake Long figurine.
That's cool.
I'll turn this around so you can actually see the names. Now, this is one of the cooler things, Brian, I think I've ever seen, because it's not just a one-day giveaway, it's a 2-day giveaway.
It is. It's a 2-game giveaway, and so it's a series. It's the first time an NFL team has done a collectible series that joins together like that.
So you have to come for which games to get these two?
It's Jacksonville. That's the first one, and that's Jake Long giveaway.
Nice.
And that is Sunday, October 6th.
There's Kyle Juszczyk from Caleb Haney. Good yardage out to the 38-yard line, you were saying.
And then we end, if you collect the series, then you complete it with a Chris Long, and that is against December 22nd against the Bucks.
So when we say collect them all, we really mean collect them all. Torrey is waving a flag. Torrey, what do you got there?
I got a flag here with the Rams logo on it that I think I'm going to take with me.
Nice, nice.
Is this for me anyway?
It's for you, yeah. That's actually to all fans, too, for the home opener. We're excited about that.
All right.
Actually, that fan is actually going to be for the Monday night game.
Oh, nice.
Monday night football game.
There's Bobby Rainey running left side. Rams, good penetration. Eventually, Darren Woodard in the backfield. All right, so, Brian, we have the flag. We have the longs. What else do we have? The giveaways this
We've got a Rams primetime T-shirt we're excited about here. It features James Laurinaitis.
That's fantastic.
And that's given to all fans. So we've got 3 giveaways this year that are to all fans in attendance. And so we really want to make a special, want to be reach out to our fans and be one of the proactive teams in getting giveaways to all fans.
See a nice run here by Bobby Rainey, who had a couple of touchdowns earlier. He gets out to the 46-yard line. You could always get your tickets at 314 Rams Tix or online, of course, on the Rams team site as well. Here is our towel. Torrey, you going to wear the T-shirt home?
I think I'm going to take it with me. Do you guys get a lot of emails from fans suggesting certain things that they would like to have as souvenirs?
Absolutely, we do. We take fan feedback for sure. One of the things is we had the bobbleheads last year, and those were to kids 14 and under, and we recognized that there was a need to provide a figurine series to all fans. And so that's one thing we listened to this year, and we definitely want to have giveaways for all fans as well. And so we're excited about putting together that long versus long series. But it's nice to have a promotional item or a concert, which we have on November 3rd after that game against Tennessee as well with Billy Currington.
On 3rd and 1, Tandon Doss gets 2, gets it to midfield, so a new set of downs here by the Ravens, or for the Ravens. Brian Killingsworth, the VP of Marketing for the Rams, joining us in the booth. Torrey Holt, Andrew Siciliano, that's Brian here, obviously in the middle. I'm going to guess, and we don't have the prop, although the photo of all of us in the booth last year went viral. I'm going to guess as Haney goes back to throw, and throws complete to Brown at the 30. He's on the move, 20, far side, 10, 5. Martin can't get there in time, and that is a touchdown. I was going to ask you about the Jeff Fisher mustache. And Marlon Brown hooked up with Caleb Haney there for a 50-yard touchdown.
Marlon Brown has had a fantastic night. Here he is, matched up one-on-one here. Just a bang eight, what we call a short post route, 10 to 12 yards, catches it in stride. Really good throw here. Right, cover 3 coverage, nice flat angle post, and then he does the rest after he catches the ball. This guy's putting together a really good football game tonight. Marlon Brown, undrafted free agent out of Georgia, 6'5", 205 pounds, and he's playing every bit of it tonight.
50-yard touchdown, 80-yard drive. All right, again, get your long statues. Get your tickets at 314 Rams Ticks. Also, the Rams website as well. Brian Killingsworth. This is going to be a blast this year. This is awesome. This is a trendsetter with these lawns. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great year.
Thank you.
Yeah, Brian Killingsworth. 21. 11:55 remaining. Fourth quarter here. Rams now, after the fourth lead change of the game, trail the Ravens 21-17. That was a Marlon Brown 50-yard touchdown connection with Caleb Haney. Those guys are done for the night. Sam Bradford never started his evening. Kellen Clemens played decently in the first half.
And I hadn't had a chance, or we haven't had a chance to give a shout out to Ozzie Newsome and the job that he continues to do with the talent that he brings into that Baltimore Ravens organization. There's a prime example with Marlon Brown from Georgia, and he just steps in and just makes plays, and they just continue to retool. They're rocking.
Beltung on the run, 8 yards deep, catches above his head, and then works to the 20-yard line. A flag down to the far side, maybe a horse collar. Time to look at the stats through 3 quarters, guys. Brought to you by your quality Ford dealers, as Jerome Boger goes to the sideline to talk it over. Brendan Trawick over there with the tackle, maybe illegally.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, kicking team, number 28. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And now your stats through 3 quarters, gentlemen, brought to you by your quality Ford dealers. Time of possession even, but the Rams winning certainly on the yardage. We showed that earlier, 311 to 256. And John Harbaugh, for some reason, is arguing that, but it seemed pretty obvious from up here as we add to our penalty total. And guys, we are now, by my count, to 17. Torrey, your prediction of 30 might be a little low. You're laughing. Might be a little low. We still have time.
You know, reading John Harbaugh's lips, he was asking as if, I thought you could only horse collar if you grab it from the back. But the rule that has expanded to if you grab anywhere around the neck, whether it's in the front or the back, and you pull on the shoulder pads, they're going to make the horse collar call.
What do you think of that as a runner? Gain of 5 there.
If you let them grab you there, then that's your problem.
Get low underneath the pads, huh?
I mean, they keep making these rules.
That's what I tell my son, stay low.
2nd and 4, Cunningham had that carry on first down. He remains in the backfield. Standing on the 33 behind Austin
Safety
Davis.
coming down.
Raven showing blitz. They do.
Got an adjustment outside.
Davis throws to the outside and throws incomplete.
Is that Emery Blake?
It is Emery Blake on the far side. Guys, let's go inside the huddle. Brought to you by Edward Jones, making sense of investing. A fan gets to ask a question. Fire away.
This is Adam and Allison Fritz from St. Charles, Missouri. Torrey Marshall, we want to know, do you think the Rams will keep 6 wide receivers? And if so, who will the 6 be?
All right, guys, 3rd down. What do you think as we watch 3rd and 4?
Well, I was informed that they wouldn't keep 6. They don't have a 6 receiver.
Pre-snap penalty. Not opposed to keeping 6.
Not opposed, but unless someone jumps off the charts tonight,
false start.
They're going to go with their 5 guys.
Number 66, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Man, that's Shelley Smith, who lost that job at left guard to Chris Williams. He's on the field now, and you pretty much know those 5, as Les Snead told us.
He did, and he said that 6 guy. If they do keep the 6, if that 6 guy is a receiver, it's based on talent, not just that he's a receiver, and he has to have value in the special teams game. And I'm going to say the guy that they're really taking a look at is Beltung.
3rd and 9. Beltung, the intended receiver there, but he could not come down with it. He is a pretty good special team player. He almost broke one earlier. Hasn't had that wow play yet to make the team, guys.
Not yet.
That could have been one of them there.
But his value in the team's game, whether it's returning punts, kicks, playing on the punt or kick team, I mean you bring that value when you are not going to be in the core of receivers. Right. I mean, 6 they might not see the sixth receiver.
Sure. Stedman Bailey right now is considered the 5, or Brian Quick, depends on which way you look at it. Flag down. Here's another one for you guys. And we got a fair catch on the 20, punt of 43.
Veltong had an opportunity there to make a play, to continue his statement for why he should be on this team. You had Emory Blake, who had a safety blitz. You had one-on-one opportunity. Got to win on the outside. He failed to win on the outside.
He's had some drops as well.
So, I mean, you know, these guys are going to get the opportunity to claim that 6th spot if they decide to take a 6th receiver. But none of those guys have stepped up in the passing game to claim that spot.
Play of the kicking team downfield, number 53, 5-yard penalty, replay, 4th down.
There's another one for you, Torrey. 14, I believe, by my count for the Rams.
Keep going, guys. Okay. I'm hoping to get.
It's a facetious clap. Torrey just predicted.
And this kind of
30 penalties.
This kind of explains why Fisher, as well as Harbaugh, didn't want to play some of their #1 guys because of the sloppy play.
It's not sharp.
The penalty, they're not sharp.
It's not sharp. You don't want to lose a guy in a game like that.
And last year you did, and Michael Brockers in the 4th game.
Yeah, you can't play your guys in a game like this where it's sloppy.
And so the 3 guys, Justin Veltong, Emory Blake, and Nick Johnson.
And Nick Johnson, who has 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. And those 3 guys right now are fighting for it's a possible 6th receiver.
Here's
spot.
another one. Woodard on the far side, I believe, left early as the gunner.
And Nick Johnson can give you some things in
Kicking
special
team,
teams
number
with the punt return.
5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
And remember, Nick Johnson, guys, was here last year. At least practice squad was here last year. 2nd year in the system. If that means anything, maybe.
When you're talking about the 6th receiver, it doesn't.
Nothing.
It doesn't. No, it's all about your value on teams, and he's not only competing against the receivers, he's competing against other positions.
And linebackers,
because you heard Les say that they're going to keep the best 53 players. Period.
Asa Jackson out of bounds on the far side 30. Ravens ball when we return to the Edward Jones Dome. 21-17, time now, guys, for the Rams. Top preseason play of the year brought to you by Lindenwood University. Get the Lindenwood edge, educated, disciplined, global, and effective. More Ogletree, please, Marshall.
Right there. Look, you get the script, the scoop, and the score. That's the trifecta right there. He just makes so many plays, and we keep telling you about his versatility and his playmaking capability, and it showed up right there.
Much like Ray Armstrong, whoever, he's undrafted. You got safeties.
And it's weird. Yeah, exactly. Both of them played safety and now playing linebacker. So instinctively, the ability to make plays out in the open field, cover 2, zone dropping, man-to-man, their playmaking ability, guarding tight ends, it's huge for this defense. And you got that front 4 who can cause havoc, who can be disruptive. And you got your linebackers, guys with Ray and Laurinaitis, and now Ogletree, guys athletic and make plays. And then you got playmakers on the back end. Just really good for this defense going forward.
Undrafted playmaker there. Undrafted free agent Jonathan Stewart of the tackle at Texas A&M, trying to make this team have that tackle. He's in a numbers crunch, dropped by DeLon Carter. Ray Armstrong is there again.
You know, I'm going to say this about these guys. The reason why you go from safety to linebacker and have success because you're used to playing in space. And when you drop back in coverage as a linebacker, most linebackers look like a fish out of water. But for them, it's perfect.
Yes.
Look at the closing.
And he has not, Ray hasn't, guys, seemingly lost much speed, putting on 15 to 20 pounds. I mean, the guy you saw a couple of years ago in Miami, he's still moving down there.
Yes.
And it's here third and long as Haney avoids Brodine. He gets flushed out. He gets taken down as he throws it away. And that is Gerald Rivers down there.
And not only Gerald Rivers, you hear Gerald Rivers and you hear Ray. And not only will Ray bring playmaking ability, the energy that he brings to this club. He's high-fiving, he's dapping his teammates.
He's getting called for taunting.
I mean,
not forget that.
That's the positive energy that you want from your younger players. That's what they got to bring. I remember my rookie year. I said to what can I bring to this squad that's already talented?
Here's Veltong at the 25.
That have all pros. What can I do different? What can I add? What can my value be? And I looked at the energy department, bringing energy to the practice field every single day, and as well as the
9:47 remaining, 4th quarter. Rams trailing, trying to avoid a winless preseason. 21-17 here, fourth quarter. Rams fans, do not wait. Get your season tickets now. Get the best seats available at the best and the lowest prices, starting as low as $225. That's $30 a game. StLouisRams.com or 314-RAMS-TICK, StLouisRams.com for more information as we are back to action here. 26-yard line. Nick Johnson, who had a touchdown earlier, he's in motion, and Benny Cunningham's going to get the carry. Cunningham gets about 3 yards out to the 30-yard line. It's his fourth carry. He had 3 for 37, guys, before that one for round 2.
Right now, this offensive line, you know, they're not going to get mentioned unless they mess up. But let's just say when you start putting guys together that don't play together, things may not go right. But they've been doing a pretty good job in the run game.
Cunningham again. Don't be surprised if the Rams keep it on the ground the rest of the way. Back to the original line of scrimmage, John Simon, the linebacker. Rookie outside linebacker. D'Angelo Tyson, a second-year guy fighting to make the team there for the tackle.
As soon as I say they've been doing well, they allow penetration in the backfield.
And they got Barrett Jones, 4th-round pick, 3-time All-American, you know, Outland Trophy winner, played at Alabama. It's out
Could
there.
be your swing interior lineman.
Yeah.
Can play center, can play guard. Still getting back into shape after an injury last year.
Yeah.
There's Nick Johnson in motion. Davis on 3rd down, steps up, feels the pressure, is going to run. He's close to first down yardage, but looks to be about a yard shy at 35.
And that's the element that he brings to the game. There's so many mobile quarterbacks in the game, and I just, for whatever reason, I think that Fisher, obviously we know what the late Steve McNair brought to his teams, he likes a quarterback with a little bit of mobility.
You think Austin Davis is making this team?
I don't know if Kellen Clemens has done enough to, when you evaluate the cap and what he means to the cap versus Austin Davis, and obviously it's all going to rely on the health of Bradford.
Yeah. Fair catch.
I don't think Kellen's done enough to maybe make the decision easy to just let Austin Davis go.
One guy who has made the team is standing by with Martin Kilcoyne. Time for Edward Jones FaceTime. Edward Jones making sense of investing. Mark?
Andrew, one of the Rams' first-round picks, Alec Ogletree, all over the field in Denver, and again, busy here tonight. Give folks an idea how has camp gone for you, and you've gotten a chance now to play in 4 games, preseason or not, but your first taste of the NFL.
You know, camp went good for me. You know, I had a lot of fun. Was able to get in the playbook and learn from some of the older guys like James, Spoon, Joe Line, just guys like that. They basically helped me a lot coming in the camp and, you know, playing the preseason game. You know, I had a lot of fun. I was able to, you know, adjust to the speed of the game and, you know, be able to play fast.
How much pressure coming in and starting right away is there on you?
I didn't really see it as a pressure. I just saw it as just something that, you know, it's something I've been working for, you know, my whole life. And, you know, when I got the chance to earn the coach's trust to put me on the field, you know, I just wanted to take advantage of it. So.
Now, you told me the other day you didn't stop after the interception in Denver and say, wow, that was Peyton Manning. Yeah. Be honest. You had to think about it on the plane ride at some point or text a friend and say, that's right, I got Peyton.
No, I did after like I came off the field and, you know, just really thought about who I had picked off. Like I said, he's one of the all-time great quarterbacks, and I'm sure he's going to be in the Hall of Fame one day. So, you know, it was definitely a special moment to realize who I picked off and, you know, just get the interception. So.
And you mentioned Will Witherspoon, not only a veteran linebacker, but a guy who played at Georgia, and he knew you a little bit before you got here. How much has he helped you?
He helped a lot, just coming in, just showing like what it takes to stay in this league a long time. You know, he comes to work every day and prepares and works hard just like the rest of us. So, you know, I definitely try to lean on him for some tips and just how to get better and be a professional. So.
All right, Alec, we appreciate the time. Alec Ogletree, guys.
All right, Martin, thank you. Alec, thank you. As here is an incompletion on 3rd down, bringing up 4th and 8, and it's now 2 for 12. The Rams defense has stood up. Ravens 2 for 12, guys.
Defense has played well. Yeah. I mean, other than the pass play, they haven't given up much. And what the Ravens have gotten, they got it off of turnovers pretty much on the short field. And Jeff Fisher, there's one bright spot about tonight. His defense, they've responded to the certain situations that they've been thrown into.
Justin Veltog almost broke one a couple of months ago. See what he could do here.
It's returnable.
Angling to the far side, catches 34, makes one man miss, tries to get to the sideline. Not going to go far. Gain a return of around 4 for Justin Veltung. Hey guys, earlier we mentioned, it's worth mentioning again, for the second straight year, Jeff Fisher took his team yesterday for the final walkthrough of the preseason to Sky Air Force Base. Not only spending time with our airmen and women, but with their families as well. And guys, really, to be out there and see the looks on these kids' faces, line it up against the Rams, really, really fun event.
That's awesome.
You know, sometimes we're removed from the joy that we bring people because, you know, when you come to a football game, the fans are so far away from the field. You hear them, but then to get to interact with kids and our servicemen and women, and the joy that we bring to them and the protection that they bring to us, it's just amazing. It's amazing, and that's a great thing to do. I mean, that's the day before the game.
Sure.
It was yesterday.
And hot. I mean, it was that. I mean, it's not an easy field trip, but they made it look easy because they wanted to do it, and they truly enjoyed it. As Lutzenkirchen drops one, Lutzenkirchen, I beg your pardon, drops one. And what are you laughing at, Marshall? I messed it up week one. I got it right this time. Lutzenkirchen.
If you make the team, we're going to shorten that for him.
Let me tell you, you know, when you have Harkey's injury there, and it's only going to be a couple of weeks, they think, it's an interesting decision-making process. As here you have Potter with the reception, another tight end fighting for a roster spot. It's an interesting decision process here at tight end. Potter had a touchdown last week. It's his first catch, he thinks, or first touchdown catch since high school. In 4 years in Jacksonville, he was mostly a blocker. Those 4 years, he had 11 receptions total, no touchdowns.
And I was in Jacksonville when Potter was there my last year in the National Football League. Saw him as a young player and had a chance to say hello to him here last couple of weeks.
3rd and 4. See if Austin Davis can keep his team on the field. Little delay. Cunningham has room. 45. Asa Jackson chopped him down on the 41.
Bam, Cunningham.
You guys love him.
I just like the effort. It doesn't matter who's blocking for him, who's in there on defense, who's in there on offense. He's trying to. He understands that there's 31 other teams, and he understands that this is his time.
That's right.
This is his time, and some guys don't get that. They're upset. They're not happy. This man is taking advantage of an opportunity that's been given to him.
Do it, 15, and now a 6 for 55. Little trickery here. End around for the Rams. Don't mind putting that on tape as Veltung gets a carry, and he's going to get around 5 around left side.
Schottenheimer opened up the playbook a little bit.
Just putting it on tape week 4.
I hear you. Yeah, keep him on. Keep him off the outside zone. Let him know it's in. You can't just run the ghost without giving it to him.
I think we saw that week 1 in Cleveland as well, did we not?
Yeah.
2nd and 6. Ryan Schottenheimer there calling plays as the clock winds to 5 minutes remaining in the preseason. 5 minutes remaining, 21-17. Rams have not gone winless in the preseason since 2002. You guys remember it?
Nope.
Didn't think so. Cunningham trying to get to the outside again, and he does.
Do it, Benny.
Benny Cunningham with a 5-yard run for a first down.
Listen, there was three good things right here that Benny does. First of all, you identify that the end is hooked. You bounce it, bam. You fight off a tackle, stiff arm, and now you get north and south and get the first down. I mean, that's impressive, and I like the fact that he's taking advantage of the opportunity that's been given to him. He's not upset that he's in right now.
And he's running clock, 7 for 60 along at 29 back in the 3rd quarter. Cunningham now the lone setback, and he will carry yet again. Left side with 15-yard line for Benny Cunningham. He is churning out the yardage, a gain of 16.
Well, look at this job that this offensive line is doing. Their surge coming off the line of scrimmage, getting their man, pushing him back, and then Benny is finding the hole.
And that's what you want. If you continue to run the ball, guess those offensive linemen, they love that.
And they're getting to the 2nd level, too.
Yes, they get teed off on protecting the quarterback. Right now, they're getting a tee off on these defensive linemen.
Benny gets a breather. Chase Reynolds into the game for the Rams.
One-on-one up top.
Yes, they have it one-on-one, but they're going to run. And Reynolds has nowhere to go. Rudely thrown down by a quartet of Ravens.
That was a run dog right there.
Yeah, I guess
that was a run.
I'm just sitting here saying.
Dean P's over there. Dean P's over there. He'd seen enough. He'd seen enough.
Brought Arthur Brown off the edge.
That's a run dog right there.
Absolutely. You know those D coordinators, if there's one thing they hate, That's an offensive team running the football.
They sensitive to that.
They are very sensitive to that.
Loss of 2.
Absolutely.
And we're down to 3 minutes remaining. Reynolds stays in there. That's Lutzen Pritchard, top of the screen in motion. Davis will throw end zone, incomplete, intended
Good
receiver.
defense. Good
Nick
defense
Johnson.
on Nick Johnson played good defense right there.
Over the back.
Yeah, good defense right there. That ball, because of where the defensive back was, if he don't cross the defensive back's face, you don't throw the post. And if he threw the post back shoulder, I can understand that. But where that defender is, he's in between the receiver and the quarterback.
That's Mark Anthony, who earlier you suggested go back to singing.
Yeah.
Run over. All right, 3rd down. Got to make it to the 5.
Motion.
3rd and 12. Reynolds in the backfield. He leaks out. There it is, the screen. Reynolds blockers ahead of him. 15. Spins. Touchdown.
There it is.
Chase Reynolds.
Nice play. Good job. Good blocking. Good patience. And a good run and a good finish to that run by Chase Reynolds.
I call that phone booth running right there. That's tight quarters. You catch a screen on the short side of the field, and you show the patience to wait for your lineman, set up the block, 1 cut, 2 cut, right there, break a tackle, and now get in the end zone. That's phone boot running, people.
And he got through Christian Thompson at the end to cap off a 9-play, 62-yard clock-eating drive.
Tim Barnes out in front
for the Rams. 2:40 remaining in this game, and the Rams 5th lead change today. Retake the lead 23-21 as Zerline comes on to make it a 3-point game on the point after try, and his kick with the Hecker hold is up and good. 24-21. Look at it from up top.
You just watch as Chase does a good job at selling it. He's going cross flow to the short side of the field. And as he cross flow to the short side of the field, in sync with his lineman, nobody gets downfield. As the ball is being thrown in, he's giving the go call. And now I call it phone booth running. Quick shortcuts on the short side of the field. You break a tackle and get the ball in the end zone.
67 Barry Jones and 61 Tim Barnes out in front, leading him into the end zone.
Zach Potter out there as well.
Zach Potter out there. Yeah, that was nice job by that offensive front. Good patience again by Chase Reynolds.
And Benny Cunningham helped set that up.
Yes,
he wasn't in there for the end, but Cunningham had a couple of nice runs, 8 carries, 76 on the night for him.
That's what he's going to learn about this league.
You might not get the touchdown when you do the work.
I'm just letting you know. No, you do the work and you stay your butt in the game. That's right.
That's right.
I see what you're saying.
I'm going to tell you right now.
You don't need that bridge.
That was his score.
Because Chase just put his name in the hat now.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right, Marshall.
Chase Reynolds.
These opportunities, man. You know, I understand you get tired and you're a little winded, but you got to play through those things.
Well, he's smiling about it there on the sideline.
Yeah.
And let's give a credit out to Paul Boudreaux, the offensive line coach. Barry Jones is now playing center. Tim Barnes is now moved over to guard.
And he can play both as well.
The ability that these guys are interchangeable like that along this offensive front is really good. And it's a credit to Boudreaux and the job that he's doing with these guys, getting them ready.
Asa Jackson almost broke it, but Cody Davis wrestled him down to the 25, called the 27-yard line. Now, guys, tonight's star play of the game brought to you by Hardee's. At Hardee's, always eat like you mean it. Or when it's Ray Armstrong's time, always guys hit like you mean it. Because he did. Right here on DeLon Cryer.
Oh, man. When your name is, when you have 2 names, like Ray,
you better be tough.
Yeah, you're a bad man. You're a bad man.
See, Ray. I like his swag too.
I like his upside,
yes.
and I like the future for him with Ogletree and Laurinaitis if he continues to grow.
It's still Caleb Haney in there, and he's going to throw complete to Millette.
Let me just tell you about this route. That route right there used to be a scary route.
Okay.
But with the new rules, everybody will run that route.
Because as Warren Sapp likes to say, the middle of the field to Autobahn.
Yes, at a point in time, we were the only team that ran that route. All right? And now everybody runs it because you can't hit the receiver how you want to. Is that laundry?
There is laundry down, guys. We have so far 20 accepted penalties. Accepted is the key.
False start. Offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
This is accepted. 6 on the Ravens tonight and 21 total. The Rams have 15, an impressive total.
Telling you, we'll get to 25 at least, maybe.
Tori, you want 4 more penalties in the final 210?
I don't want
No, you do want them. You do want them.
But they're about to be in a hurry up.
I'm not playing.
Hurry up, 10 seconds before the 2-minute warning. Caleb Haney, the only quarterback to play tonight, will throw down the left sideline. Brown is there. Is he in bounds?
Out of bounds.
No, out of bounds. Brown had a touchdown earlier, a 50-yarder.
I like how the refs just worked. The back ref is his job to make sure the catch is made. The line judge is his job to make sure his feet are in. One ref is checking the ball.
Good call, too. Cody Davis pushed him out.
The line judge is down here. He gonna come in with letting him know that his feet were not in bounds. That's good teamwork right there by the refs.
And a good job, Cody Davis, making sure that Marlon Brown was out of bounds. You're allowed to drive the guy out of bounds now. Just can't catch and carry him. That's not what that was. Draw to Rainey, who has a couple of touchdowns, and Rainey's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining, guys. Fourth quarter, fourth and final preseason game, and what do you know? Ray Armstrong is there for the tackle. 24-21 when we get back. 4:21, 2 minutes remaining. Tonight's player of the game is that man right there, brought to you by Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Benny Cunningham, gentlemen, 8 for 76.
Yep, well deserved, showing versatility, showing the ability to cut, burst, switching the ball. I mean, he's come in and has done really well, showed some strength, awareness to get first downs, running inside, running outside, and then has done a really good job. 8 rushes for 76 yards. God is fighting to make this roster. He's done well tonight.
Let's see if the Rams can hold on. They bring the corner, Thomas, off the edge. And Haney is hit as he throws, and that's going to fall incomplete with 1:56 remaining. It was R.J. Washington, the rookie defensive end, a free agent out of Oklahoma, who got there.
That was good pressure right there on Haney. He was ready to unload it, but arm got hit and he couldn't deliver the ball.
Well, they picked up the blitz off the slot in the corner, but still they're able to get there. Veltung now back to return to Sam Cook.
I like the competition that's going on up front with the Rams defensive line. It's like who can get there the fastest. Rivers is trying to get there, and then you got R.J. Washington getting there and applying pressure. I really like the competition and how they're feeding off one another.
Veltung lets it go and a touchback. Gentlemen, let's look at the schedule here as we work towards week number 1. The preseason almost behind us. Schedule breakdown, a pretty good record there. When you're in the NFC West, though, with the competitive balance of that division, you're going to see that the 4th toughest schedule in the National Football League. Teams like the Bears on this schedule as well. Teams from outside the division, not just the West.
And let's talk about the NFC West. I mean, they went 4-1-1 last year in the West, and I believe that this team is a much better team, much talented team than last year's team. So, and the penalties keep coming.
Here they come. This one's motion. They're going to take this one.
And the Rams
16 now.
They'll continue to
false start. Offense number 69. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And they played really well in their division last year, like Marshall just mentioned, 4-1-1. Where they struggled was their non-divisional games. They got to do a better job there. You got Jacksonville.
You got New Orleans coming in here in December as well.
Right, New Orleans coming in, Tampa. So Chicago. So they'll be battle tested throughout the course of the season. Like I said, fourth toughest schedule in the National Football League. They'll get tested, but they got to do a really good job in their non-divisional games.
A timeout taken here by the Ravens. John Harbaugh in a 3-point game as Chase Reynolds gets a couple of yards.
He better not.
He's calling timeouts.
He better not.
He just did.
No, I ain't worried about the timeout.
He just called the timeout.
He get the ball back. He better not.
It's 10-10. Marshall has been here for 3 hours and 10 minutes. Really, 3 hours and 3 minutes at game time. John Harbaugh is calling a timeout. You know what? Here, we'll fill the time during the timeout, Marshall, with Jeff Fisher's, I don't want to say hazing, because he doesn't haze.
I love this.
This is what we do in Earth City. You have the Dizzy Bat Race thing.
I love this.
Oh, man.
Kids, don't try this at home.
If I was to do that, I couldn't eat for a week. I hated spinning and rolling. That is the worst, but it's hilarious to watch, though.
2nd and 13. Ravens 2 timeouts remaining. Chase Reynolds. Nice cut. Bring it back near side. Chase trying to get to the outside, and he goes down. He's going to keep in bounds. Let that clock go. Asa Jackson gets credit for the tackle, and Harbaugh will burn his 2nd timeout.
That was those camp legs.
TBT. Tackle by turf.
Tackle by turf, or did he decide to go down? Well, no, he wasn't that near the sideline. I want to give him credit for keeping the clock running.
He trying to make his team. They don't know where he was laying that one down. You got one-on-one with a corner. You trying to make the team? Nah.
He had a touchdown earlier. Chase Reynolds did. Rams know what he can do. Been in camp a couple of years now. Like him on special teams. Never really had the shot out of the backfield. He's been more of a 4th quarter running back in his time of the preseason over these last couple of years with the Rams for Brian Schottenheimer, but Chase Reynolds can make some plays. Ravens do have a timeout remaining with 1:35 on the clock, and the Rams need to get to the 30 on a 3rd and 12 for a new set of downs. They will not attempt to throw. They will run Reynolds, and he will get only around 3 to the 23. And timeout taken. Once again, final timeout burned by John Harbaugh.
Yeah, and let me say this about John Harbaugh. This what he's about to do is Caleb Haney has played pretty decent. Now you're about to see him, in a 2-minute offense to win the game. One of those situations, you take advantage of it. This is what these games are about. Preseason, you can't script the situations, but when they present themselves, you try to take advantage of them. Now you're about to see Caleb Haney in a 2-minute offense. And see how he operates in it and use that to coach your team.
And Haney has been a starter in this league. Back in 11 when Cutler was hurt, started 4 games, lost all 4 of them down the stretch as the Bears fell apart that year. Also was in the 2010 NFC Championship game when Cutler was hurt as well. Good punt there by Johnny Hecker. Bobby Rainey makes the cut. And Rainey works far side, pushed out of bounds, 35-yard line. Jonathan Stewart is there on the tackle, but there's a flag.
No way.
There is a flag.
There we go. Talk to Coach Fossil about Hecker.
22 penalties accepted so far.
Man, he really loves this kid. Thinks he can be.
Number 35 for the kicking team, voluntarily out of bounds. The 5-yard penalty will be attached to the end of the run. 1st down, Baltimore.
17 accepted penalties on the Rams for 123 yards.
That's a good rushing day.
Right, you see
that's a Marshall rushing day, yeah.
And Hecker, they're talking, but he thinks Hecker can be really special type player, all pro, a Pro Bowl caliber player with the way he
certainly was close to that last
bombs that ball, and then his ability to place the football.
So Andrew, you said 23. Torrey
I said 23.
30.
We're talking number of penalties. We're at 22 right now.
I said mid to high 20, so.
No, we're at 23 right now. That was the 17th. Scoreboard hasn't updated. Mason Brodine brings down Haney, who shoves it forward. It's picked up by Armstrong. They're going to say incomplete pass as Caleb Haney, about to be sacked with 1:10 to go, just flung it forward.
That was good pressure there.
Brodine's played a good game.
And the coaching point is wrap him up, wrap him up, get him down.
DeLon Carter was in the neighborhood.
Brodine again.
He had a fumble recovery, Brodine did earlier. Practice squad guy last year, active a little bit, trying to make this team. Former Raider. Here's Haney again, pressured, will throw, and that ball gets knocked down. Woodard makes a good play. Had a pick last week. Has showed some nice ability as well here tonight.
It's the instinct. I'm watching him play, and that's all needs to happen is he has to just trust that instinct. You sit on the flat, you sink to the corner route. Well played. I mean, well played. He's had some awesome. He breaks out of his back pedal better than most.
Really good discipline. Tim Walton, the defensive coordinator, talked about it. Really good discipline right there, Marshall, with his eyes.
And here's 3rd and 10. Haney.
Ball. There he is.
Oh! Almost picked off. Woodard could have had another one.
Same coverage. Checking the flat. Slough off and maybe play that corner. Right here, the ball is tipped. Could have had him an easy interception to put a nice cap on his night.
In and out of the hands of Matt Furstenberg, the rookie tight end out of Maryland, trying to make this team. Local kid for the Ravens. So 4th down, comes down to this with a minute remaining. Rams up 3, trying to take the ball back. Haney steps up, throws, caught, First down. This game stays alive as it's Millette, the 7th-round pick out of Elon.
That was a good throw right there by Caleb Haynes. And as a safety, you have to stay back and keep everything underneath you.
This Millette is having a good night as well.
That one's good for 19. Here's Handy
Going
again.
to him
Gonna
again.
go deep. Millette left side, inside the 10. Almost had it. Rashard Hall, the safety there.
Woodard comes up a little lame here.
Woodard 35, limping on the far side near the 2 inside the pylon.
Yeah, right there. He got caught looking in the backfield. And usually when you're limping and the guy get behind you, it's your feelings that's hurt. I hope it's his feelings and not, because he's had a good night.
He has had a good night.
He's really made a statement.
And he's fighting for that
or it
last
could be cramp
spots.
Because he has played quality minutes.
Yeah.
But
I've seen a lot of corners go down after you guys ran by them.
Right, and these guys get an opportunity to see what the ones go through every single week.
Every day.
Playing, every day, playing 70, 80 some plus snaps a game for 16 weeks. These guys are getting the opportunity, and I hope they will have an appreciation for the ones and what they do to establish themselves as ones. The people have the durability to play like that and play at a high level.
And you hope Woodard's okay as well, trying to make this team out of UTEP. 5'11", $179, 23 years old. You think Quentin Pointer has the edge on that final corner spot due to his special teams ability. Because Pointer's not playing today.
It takes a great deal of will, mental toughness, physical toughness, smart, every single week to play at a high level like the number ones do in our league.
Drew Thomas takes his spot. Now 30 ticks left. Haney again, the Millette far side. Thomas, Cody Davis is there, and that's out of bounds. They got it.
I like what Haney just did. The new guy comes in. Oh, we
go right at him. We're going to go right at him. We're going at the guy you replaced. We're going to go at you.
Hey, Drew Thomas say, I'm not giving up to deep balls. I'm going to slough off this thing here.
I don't want to suggest that we're looking at overtime.
That's what I was saying a minute ago. He better not.
I'm just saying. Here we go from the 31 shotgun, first down, pressure, throw.
Intercept, no!
There we go. It is picked off. Drew Thomas comes away with it.
Thought
that ball got knocked to the turf.
What a good play.
Nice play.
I mean, Drew Thomas did a great job at keeping his eyes on the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, the tight end really, he stretched out and got a hand on the ball.
There it is, Drew Thomas on his back.
Yeah. Pressure by Ray here off the edge. Picked it up pretty well, but he got there a little bit.
4th turnover forced by the Rams. Furstenberg almost brought it down, and Thomas gets that ball on his back. Thought it was hitting the floor, but it hit Thomas right in the face mask as he was laying there on the floor.
It was nice because he played two there. He stayed in between one on the outside, and he also felt the tight end coming down the seam and was able to slough off and pick the ball and seal the game for the Rams preseason.
And there it is, guys. The Rams will not be winless for the first time since 2002. They do end the preseason for Jeff Fisher with a victory here. A sloppy game as he shakes John Harbaugh's hand. A game in which the Rams were penalized 17 times, but a game in which they can build on. And they can head into the opener next week with a victory. Some final thoughts when we get back. 24-21. Rams a winner today.